When the game descended upon reality, the celestial race drove hordes of monsters to sweep across the globe, leaving the human world drowned in wails and misery. In his previous life, Fong Hong sacrificed himself to defend his homeland and resist the celestial race, only to be betrayed and slain by his best friend. Reborn on the very day the servers opened in this life, he swore never to let the tragedy repeat. Entering the game, Fong Hong relied on the power of reincarnation to awaken a god-tier talent, plunder. By slaying monsters, he could seize their attribute points. By killing elite monsters and bosses, he could plunder their talent, skills, and hidden attributes. Dark clouds blanketed the sky. The world was shrouded in a layer of ashen gloom. Fong Hong gripped a broken sword, his clothes in tatters, long disheveled hair, stained with mottled blood. Weariness and despair were etched across his face. So, it ends like this. Unwillingness. Fury. He gazed at the devastated surroundings, complex emotions flickering in his eyes. That life-and-death battle against the tide of demonic beasts had raged for 3 days and 3 nights. He had already exhausted the very last trace of his strength. The others likewise hung their heads in dejection, their fighting spirit completely extinguished. Some people even collapsed to the ground waiting for death. Fong Hong forced down a mouthful of blood-tinged saliva, his brows knitting in pain. The homeland behind him was about to face annihilation, and he could not accept such an ending. A crack of thunder. A purple bolt of lightning tore across the heavens, rending them apart. A terrifying pressure descended upon the earth. Within the ripped sky, a colossal, breathtakingly beautiful woman's face suddenly emerged. Celestial race. An avatar from beyond the heavens. The demonic beasts scattered in terror. Everyone else collapsed weakly to their knees, struggling to breathe, as if an invisible hand were clamped tightly around their throats. Everyone except Fong Hong. He ground his teeth until they almost shattered, yet still forced his back straight and lifted his head to face the celestial arrival. Human. The low, thunderous voice rolled across the sky. The celestial gazed down at Fong Hong, as one might observe an insignificant ant. You are adequate. Become my plaything, and perhaps I will spare your life. At those words, the crowd exchanged glances, seeing a sliver of hope for survival. They had struggled to live this long, no one wished to die. Fong Hong, maybe you should just accept her. Put in a few good words for us too. A man drenched in blood forced the trembling words out. Every gaze fixed on Fong Hong's back, waiting for his aim. Fong Hong did not reply. He tightened his grip on the broken sword and slowly raised it to point at the heavens. Interesting. A trace of expression flickered across the celestial's face, thick disdain and mockery. You are the first to dare point a sword at me. Even ants cling to life, yet you have made a wrong choice. Fong Hong shook his head. He had never imagined he would survive. So many of my compatriots were slain by these beasts. I have no face to go serve the ones who set this all in motion. I cannot kill you, but the celestial race is not invincible. If I die, there will still be countless races who will rise. One day you will be dragged down from your divine pedestal. Fong Hong's voice rang out firm and sonorous. The blood-stained broken sword in his hand suddenly burst into dazzling light. He intended to offer his body as a sacrifice and forcibly unleash a forbidden spell. But in the next instant, Fong Hong felt a searing pain in his chest. Blood dripped down as a long sword pierced through his back, stabbing into his heart and shattering the spell. He lowered his head to stare at the blood-red blade, shock and fury filling his eyes. Fong Hong, don't be foolish. We all just want to live, even if it means living like dogs. Qin Tian said coldly as he twisted the blade, shredding Fong Hong's heart. As the long sword was pulled free, Fong Hong turned and collapsed into a pool of blood. Excellent. The celestial watched with satisfaction. Qin Tian hurriedly knelt, exclaiming with delight. Thank you for your praise, my lord. Heh. The celestial let out a cold laugh. I have changed my mind. Only one of you may live. You can decide among yourselves. With that, she watched them with amused interest. Fong Hong gave a bitter smile. In his fading moments, he witnessed the ugliest side of human nature. Qin Tian was torn apart by his own subordinates. Those who had once sworn brotherhood turned on one another, fighting in a frenzy. Fong Hong's eyes were filled with hatred and regret. How he wished everything could begin anew. If given another chance, he would never show mercy to anyone again, living only for himself. A plaything. If there were another life, he would lock the lofty celestial race into dungeons and torment them day and night. Soon Fong Hong's vision grew hazy and consciousness slipped away. The shrill ringing of an alarm echoed through a rented room. Fong Hong reached under his pillow, pulled out his phone, and silenced the alarm. In the next second, Fong Hong's eyes flew wide open, completely awake. He jerked upright, staring blankly at the familiar, yet unfamiliar surroundings. This is my old home. But wasn't I killed by Qin Tian's betrayal? Could it be? Fong Hong instantly grasped what might have happened and hurriedly snatched up his phone. October 16th, 2024. 115443. Fong Hong swallowed hard, unable to hide the wild joy surging within. Rebirth. He had actually been reborn. And it was before the game, Shen Yun, opened its servers. As the first fully realistic full-immersion game, Shenyun caused a global sensation the moment it launched. At first, everyone thought it was merely a game that transcended its era, until the day the game fused with reality and the celestial race descended. Only then did people realize this was not a game, but a real parallel world. In my past life, I gave everything to defend my homeland. Yet that was the end I met. In this life, I will protect only those I truly care about. Qin Tian, we will be meeting again soon. Fang Hong's voice was icy, his gaze brimming with murderous intent. Qin Tian, guild leader of Longting Guild, his so-called comrade through hardship, had been in the same novice village as him in his previous life. They had even completed a hidden quest there. But now that opportunity would belong to Fang Hong alone. Shenyun would officially open at noon. Fang Hong steadied his emotions and fixed his gaze on the countdown on the screen. 00002. 00001. After a wave of dizziness, he arrived in a dim gray space. Everything around him was cloaked in black and white like the calm before a storm. A system chime sounded. Welcome to the world of Shenyun. Scanning your identity information. Identity confirmed. Please enter your nickname. Godslayer. Fang Hong had long since decided on this name. The wish he had failed to fulfill in his last life would be realized in this one. Nickname confirmed. Would you like to adjust your appearance? You may increase or decrease it by up to 30%. A mirror appeared before Fang Hong, reflecting his handsome, striking face. Reduce by 30%. Fang Hong chose to decrease it. With myriad races soon to descend upon Earth, he intended to keep a low profile. After the adjustment, he looked a little less handsome and a little more stern. A chilling sharpness flashed in his eyes. Studying the mirror, Fang Hong clicked confirm in satisfaction. Scanning bodily attributes. Awakening talent. As the prompt sounded, Fang Hong felt a faint current of electricity pass through his body. In Shenyun, initial attributes were tied to the player's physical condition. This was the game's unique feature. The system would awaken a corresponding talent based on those attributes. The highest talent rank was SSS, followed by SSSA, with F at the bottom. The higher the talent, the greater the potential and the faster the growth. Talents of Shrank and above were exceedingly rare. Awakening in Shrank or higher talent meant one could become an overlord in their own right. In his past life, Fang Hong had only awakened a Brank talent, Spell Amplification. He did not know whether things would be different this time. After a long while, the prompt finally sounded again. Attribute scan complete. Reincarnation power detected. You have awakened a God-tier talent, Plunder. Talent Plunder. Attribute Divine Unique. Effect 1. When killing ordinary monsters, there is a 10 chance to plunder their attribute points. Effect 2. When killing boss-level monsters, you can permanently obtain one of their skills, talents, or special attributes. Effect 3. Killing monsters accumulates slaughter points. The stronger the monster, the more points you gain. Once the points reach a threshold, you can enhance the talent or unlock new effects. Fang Hong was wild with joy. He had never expected that above SSS there existed a divine rank. Such a talent meant he could disregard levels entirely and grow infinitely stronger simply by slaughtering monsters. It was practically the same as turning on an invincibility cheat. In his previous life, with nothing more than a Brank talent, Fang Hong had already risen to become a Sequence 3 9th-tier legendary mage. In this life, he was confident he could ascend to Sequence 1 and become an existence comparable to a god. Please choose your class. A light curtain unfolded before Fang Hong, covered in various class options. In Shenyun, there were 6 initial classes. Warrior, Mage, Knight, Priest, Assassin, Archer. As for other powerful hidden classes, they could only be obtained through fortuitous encounters within the game. Mage. He chose the same class once more. Class selection complete. Enter the Shenyun world. Fang Hong decisively tapped yes. With a flash of white light, he arrived in the novice village. Here, verdant mountains and clear waters surrounded fields of blooming flowers. It was a tranquil little village frozen in peaceful time. The first thing Fang Hong did upon landing was to check his own stats. ID Zhan Shun. LV1. Class Mage Apprentice. Talent Plunder Divine. Skill Fireball LV. 1 deals 150 fire magic damage to the target, consumes 5 mana, 3-second cooldown. Equipment Wooden Staff, Common Magic Damage, 1 Novice Robe, Common Physical Defense 1. Free Attribute Points 0. Skill Points 0. Fang Hong's stats were no different from those of his previous life except for the addition of that divine talent. No doubt his growth would be terrifyingly fast. He closed the interface. White light flickered all around as countless players poured into the game world. Although the server had only just opened, the novice village he was in was already packed, a constant buzz of player chatter filling the air. Wow, this game feels so realistic. It really is 100% immersive. I can even smell the fragrance of the earth. A sudden scream rang out from within the crowd, followed immediately by the sharp crack of a slap. Pervert, get lost. If you don't have a girlfriend, go touch yourself. A woman clutched her chest in panic as she squeezed her way out of the crowd. In the Shenyun world, there were no laws to restrain anyone. Damn, even Kunj came along. So that We can interact even more realistically. Hey handsome, come here, let big sis have a good look at you. The crowd surged and clamored, noise rising like waves. Some people even broke into fights. Fong Hong ignored everyone and squeezed his way out of the crowd. The early stage was critical. He had to race against time and seize every opportunity. Many players also left the spawn point, either heading off to pick up quests or to hunt level 1 mad dogs in the wild. Fong Hong neither took quests nor killed monsters to level up. Instead, he walked toward the forest. He remembered there was a hidden quest there. In his previous life, Qin Tian had completed this hidden quest, obtained a piece of legendary equipment, and powered up rapidly. Because of that, Qin Tian's Longting Guild had become one of the top-tier powers. But today, Fong Hong would steal that quest from him. Outside the novice village, level 1 mad dogs roamed everywhere. From time to time, shrill screams echoed, followed by flashes of white light as players were torn apart by the dogs and resurrected back in the village. Are these things really just level 1 mobs? Forming a party. Need a knight for the front line and a mage. I'm a Drank Earth Element talent veteran player. Any experts want to level with me? Priest Beauty looking for a party. My healing is more than enough. More and more people joined in the recruiting. Any assassin bros want to spar? I'm a knight and I love getting backstabbed. Recruiting handsome guys. We're a university dorm group, pure campus belle, cute, lowly, cold, older sister type, girl next door. Requirement is that you can last at least 3 hours in our hands. Longting Guild is recruiting. Requirement Drank talent or above. Salary settled monthly starting at 10,000. The higher your talent, the better the benefits. Join now. Players soon realized that soloing was no match for the mad dogs, and they all began looking for teammates. Fong Hong passed by the 4 girls who were shouting their recruitment pitch. He could indeed fight for a whole day and night, but women would only slow his early leveling speed. Bro, we're just short 1 mage. 5 people, 1 spot left. Yuan. Peng Ge has sent you a party invitation. A man holding a shield blocked Fong Hong's way. Ooh, he looked like a knight. Fong Hong rejected it immediately. I like playing games alone. TCH, he really thinks he's some kind of pro. He'll wise up after getting killed once. Let's find someone else. There are plenty of mages. Trying to solo level on these mobs is pure fantasy. Fong Hong ignored the players' sneers and slipped past the mad dogs along the way, heading into the forest. He knew the mad dogs were passive monsters with only a 5-meter alert radius. If I remember correctly, he should be in a cave. Fong Hong thought as he advanced cautiously. The forest was silent and gloomy, saturated with danger. The weakest monsters here were level 3 fire-tailed rats, each as big as a football and aggressive, capable of casting the fireball skill. When Qin Tian had taken this quest in the previous life, he had only been level 2 and could not possibly stand against the fire-tailed rats. From that, it was clear the quest location had to be near the forest's edge. After about half an hour, Fong Hong dodging things all the way finally discovered a hidden cave concealed within a dense thicket of thorns. This must be it. He took a deep breath, gripped his wooden staff tightly, and carefully stepped into the cave. Who's there? A cold voice rang out. A massive fireball hovered in midair, illuminating the cave. The cave was not large. On the open ground, an elderly man with a deathly pale face sat cross-legged, ready to unleash his power at any moment. An adventurer. The old man recognized Fong Hong's identity and finally relaxed a little. He was grievously wounded. If an enemy found him, he would surely die. A level 1 adventurer, however, posed absolutely no threat to him. Fong Hong checked the NPC information and saw only a name, Yaluan. As expected, he was the 7th-tier great mage Qin Tian had encountered in his previous life. Sorry to intrude. Is there anything you need help with? Fong Hong asked politely, his tone utterly sincere. Yaluan had originally intended to kill Fong Hong, but after hearing his words, he hesitated for a second. A sly smile tugged at the corner of his mouth as he sized Fong Hong up and said, I do indeed have a quest I wish to entrust to you. If you can bring me a supreme pill, I can reward you with a legendary weapon. Ding. You have triggered the Novice Village Shrank hidden quest. Help Yaluan find the supreme pill. Reward legendary weapon. Accept quest. Indeed, it is this guy. Fong Hong realized that the other party wanted to use him. The supreme pill is a rare item. As long as there is breath left, consuming it can instantly restore full health. If it were an NPC, he would recover immediately. Only the alchemist Dino in the Novice Village possesses this item. Previously, Aaron, severely injured, sought to purchase the supreme pill from Dino, but was refused and was even poisoned by him. The thoughts of forcibly taking it were seen through. Left with no choice, he fled into a cave outside the Novice Village to hide and barely survive. Fong Hong accepted the task without hesitation. You have accepted this level hidden quest in the Novice Village. Help Aaron find the supreme pill. Quest time limit 5 days. Reward legendary weapon. Quest failure penalty. Cursed by Aaron, unable to leave the Novice Village. This old man is indeed insidious. Fong Hong was not surprised by this. The NPCs in the game world are actually real people existing in parallel worlds, and human nature is dark. The 5-day quest limit indicates that Aaron has only 5 days left to live. Fong Hong could easily refuse the task and take Aaron's drops after his death. However, he possesses the plunder talent. Beyond the drops, he also desires Aaron's talents and skills. In his past life, the Celestial clan descended. Aaron joining their ranks brought devastating blows to humanity. It is said that he single-handedly seized a Fong Hong suspected that the other party had a talent level above level, perhaps even higher. But even in a near-death state, a level 7 archmage could easily take him out. Therefore, he planned to turn the tables, swapping the Supreme Pill for a poison-laced pill. Fong Hong feigned confusion and looked at Aaron. With only 5 days, it's hard to find the Supreme Pill. Can you give me some clues or extend the time? Otherwise, I suspect you are trying to harm me. Aaron laughed heartily upon hearing this and said amicably, Adventurer, we have no grievances. I have no reason to harm you. The alchemist Dino to the east of the novice village has the Supreme Pill, but he won't give it to you for free, so you'll have to find a way to steal it. Remember, you only have 5 days. Aaron extended 5 fingers to remind Fong Hong. Fong Hong nodded and confidently said, wait for my good news. After saying this, he turned and left the cave. Aaron watched Fong Hong's departing figure, his expression growing dark. Adventurer so naive and adorable. I can't wait to see your expression before you die. The flames extinguished, leaving only a sinister laughter echoing in the cave. Back in the novice village, Fong Hong headed straight for the alchemist's home. Stealing the Supreme Pill outright would be too difficult. He first needed to win Dino's trust. In Dino's potion shop, there were various kinds of potions. The prices were also high. The cheapest low-level life recovery potion and blue potion cost 10 copper coins each. His existence in the novice village primarily demonstrated the game content of the world of Divine Fall. Hello, adventurer, are you here to buy potions? An old man with a white beard suddenly appeared from nowhere, smiling as he inquired. This man was the alchemist Dino, a mage of level 3 or higher, an invincible presence for players in the novice village. His greatest strength lay in his talent for alchemy. Although the specific level of his talent was unknown, he was already capable of concocting rare items like the Supreme Pill. Fong Hong said, hello, I'm not here to buy anything. Is there anything I can help you with? Not buying. Dino's smile faded, and after a moment of thought he said, I do have a task, but you are too weak to help me. I'm not afraid of death, I can give it a try. Fong Hong replied immediately. He knew that the other party had a regular task that required players to reach level 3 to accept. However, if players persist, Dino would also issue tasks that are impossible to complete. Alright. Dino thought for a moment, and then said, these days the hateful fire-tailed wild bulls have trampled the herbs in the potion field. If you can kill a fire-tailed wild bull and bring back its tail. For each tail, I will exchange it for a bottle of low-level life or magic recovery potion. A scammer. Fong Hong cursed inwardly. A single fire-tailed wild bull's tail could be exchanged for a bottle of a 15 copper coin strengthening potion in the city, while low-level recovery potions only sell for 6 copper coins outside. Ding. You have triggered the 11 novice village quest, the alchemist's request. Kill a fire-tailed wild bull and bring back its tail to exchange for low-level recovery potions. Do you accept? Fong Hong did not hesitate, and after accepting the quest, rushed out to the wild. The fire-tailed wild bull is a level 3 monster, and he is only level 1, currently not its opponent. Before that, Fong Hong needed to level up. In the territory of the rabid dogs, many players grouped in 3s or 5s could barely kill a single rabid dog. The rabid dog has 60 health points, 9 agility, and its strongest attribute is strength, reaching 13 points. Using the skill bite, it can deal around 18 points of damage to a level 1 player. It also comes with a bleeding effect. This is a real world. If a novice is approached by a ferocious monster, it could be the end. However, Fong Hong is different. His basic magical attack is 9 points, and his level 1 fireball can cause 13 points of damage, as long as he utilizes the skills honed in his past life to maneuver around the rabid dog. 5 fireballs would be enough to kill a rabid dog, allowing him to enjoy the experience alone. Fong Hong distanced himself from the crowd and quickly spotted a solitary rabid dog on the outskirts. Fireball. He maintained maximum casting distance, waving his staff. A small fireball shot out, hitting the rabid dog accurately. 13. The fur of the rabid dog was scorched by the flames. It glared at Fong Hong with blood-red eyes, angrily charging at him. Fong Hong quickly retreated, waiting for his skill to cool down. The rabid dog's speed far exceeded Fong Hong's, and the distance between them was closing rapidly. Owl. The rabid dog pushed off with its hind legs using the skill bite. Fong Hong's gaze was sharp as he closely observed the rabid dog's movements. Now. Boom. After the cooldown, a small fireball shot out again, hitting the rabid dog squarely in the face. 13. The flames churned, and the rabid dog stumbled, falling to the ground, its expression dazed. This technique was honed through countless bloody battles. Taking advantage of the gap, he quickly retreated and created distance. The rabid dog rose from the ground, shaking its head to regain its senses, revealing its sharp fangs, and lunged at him again. Fireball. 13. Fong Hong skillfully played kite, ensuring his safety. Each fireball accurately hit its target. Before long, he successfully killed the rabid dog without taking any damage. Killed a level 1 rabid dog, gained 10 experience points. No items dropped, which was normal. Players need 100 experience points to level up from 1 to 2. Killing 10 rabid dogs alone is sufficient. Continue. Fong Hong began farming monsters. Killed a level 1 rabid dog, gained 10 experience points. Plunder talent triggered strength 1. Seeing the notification, Fong Hong's eyes lit up with joy. This was only the second monster he had killed, and he had already plundered an attribute point. Although strength is nearly useless for a mage, it still counts as becoming stronger. Fong Hong continued to search for his next prey. Defeated a level 1 mad dog, rewarded with 10 experience points. The plunder talent was triggered agility 1. Your level has risen to level 2, gaining 4 free attribute points and 1 skill point. The notification flashed by, and Fong Hong finally leveled up to 2. He opened the panel and allocated all points to intelligence. Generally, mage classes need to allocate some points to constitution and agility to ensure survivability. However, with the plunder talent, Fong Hong had no such concerns. At this moment, his intelligence attribute reached 12, possessing 120 mana points. Adding the 1 point from his equipment, his magical attack reached 13. Fireball skill also leveled up to 2, increasing damage to 155. A single fireball could deal 20 points of damage. It's time to hunt level 2 Gale Rabbits. Fong Hong decided to head to the territory of the Gale Rabbits for leveling up. In the novice village, as monsters increased in level, their strength would significantly enhance, but the experience gained only increased by 1 point. In his past life, many players chose to hunt mad dogs even after reaching level 3 or 4 to level up. Thus, the territory of the mad dogs became increasingly crowded. Many players, witnessing Fong Hong's formidable strength, invited him to join their teams, but he declined them all. Firstly, he did not want to deal with others. Secondly, Gale Rabbits were also elemental monsters with decent intelligence attributes, offering a chance to plunder intelligence points. After a while, Fong Hong arrived at the territory of the Gale Rabbits. There were only 2 teams of physical class players here engaged in combat with the Gale Rabbits. Gale Rabbits have an intelligence attribute of 9. This means they possess 9 points of magic resistance. No mage player would choose to hunt Gale Rabbits for leveling, especially when alone. Both teams noticed Fong Hong, but showed no intention of inviting him to join. For them, bringing a mage into this area was a burden. Fong Hong didn't mind. He distanced himself from both teams to avoid unnecessary conflicts. Soon a Gale Rabbit darted out from the grass. Gale Rabbits are level 2 monsters with 60 health points and 9 points of base magical attack power. Their skill is Wind Spike, a piercing type skill. The bonuses are high and the speed is extremely fast, but the cooldown time is a bit long. Fong Hong raised his staff, but before he could cast his skill, the Gale Rabbit struck first. It opened its mouth, shooting a Wind Spike straight at Fong Hong. 3. Fong Hong lost 3 health points, holding his ground in preparation for a counterattack. Boom. 11. The fireball hit the Gale Rabbit. Despite its 9 points of magic resistance, it still suffered 11 points of damage. Fong Hong found this completely acceptable. The Gale Rabbit let out a pained sound, abandoning its magical attack and opting for close combat. It swiftly darted across the grass, charging at Fong Hong. The charge. The Gale Rabbit possesses 2 skills, but its strength attribute is not as high as the Mad Dog, only 10 points. Its agility attribute is 11 points. This is also the reason it becomes a nightmare for novice mages. Fong Hong remained calm, quickly retreating to interrupt the Gale Rabbit's charge. Fireball. 11, 11, 11. With the 6th fireball, the Gale Rabbit fell. Killed a level 2 Gale Rabbit, gaining 11 experience points. Plunder talent triggered intelligence 1. Indeed, this time, he plundered an intelligence attribute point. Fong Hong was lucky, triggering his talent on his first kill of a Gale Rabbit. To level up to 3, he needed 200 experience points, meaning he still needed to kill 19 more Gale Rabbits. Next, Fong Hong easily killed them, leveling up to 3. He also plundered 2 points of intelligence. After allocating all free attribute points to intelligence, his intelligence attribute had reached 19 points. The fireball skill also leveled up to 3, and under a conversion rate of 160, the skill damage reached an astonishing 31 points. Should I continue hunting Gale Rabbits? Fong Hong hesitated. With his strength, he could easily hunt level 3 Firetail wild bulls. However, Gale Rabbits could not break through his magic resistance at all, making them effortless to farm. Forget it, the quest is more important. After some thought, Fong Hong decided to focus on the hidden quest in the novice village. Although he had 5 days to complete it, he still needed to prepare thoroughly. Just as Fong Hong was about to leave, a giant Gale Rabbit suddenly burst out from the grass. Whoosh! A gust of wind surged, turning into blades aimed at Fong Hong. Crack! His novice robe was torn apart. 9. A damage number floated above his head. It's a boss. Fong Hong was thrilled. The monster before him was clearly the newly generated boss, the Gale Rabbit King. In the world of Divine Fall, bosses are classified into leader, elite, lord, epic, legend, demigod, mythical. The chance of encountering a boss in the novice village is quite low. The Gale Rabbit King before Fong Hong is a level 2 leader boss with 120 health points and 20 points of magical attack, making it a formidable opponent. With Fong Hong's current strength, as long as he was careful, he might have a chance to defeat it. He quickly retreated, raising his staff to cast Fireball. Boom. 11ing. The Gale Rabbit King let out a comical roar, quickly closing the distance. Unlike ordinary Gale Rabbits, its speed had clearly reached a qualitative improvement. In just an instant, the Gale Rabbit King was right in front of Fong Hong. It viciously kicked at Fong Hong with its strong hind legs. Skill Rabbit Kick. Fong Hong's expression turned serious. The fireball was still on cooldown, and he couldn't interrupt it. He could only roll on the ground to barely avoid it. After the fireball cooled down, he activated it again. Boom. The Gale Rabbit King staggered, losing another 11 health points. It turned around, angrily opening its mouth to summon a wind blade, swiftly cleaving towards Fong Hong. 9. Fong Hong was hit by the wind blade again. Damn it. But next time he was 100% sure he could dodge it. Just then someone is coming. Fong Hong muttered under his breath. He noticed a team quickly approaching from a distance, clearly also heading for the... Dealing with the Gale Rabbit King alone was already difficult. If others intervened, it would be disastrous. Captain, it's really a boss. Look, that lone player just reached level 3. Voices of discussion came from the team. They consisted of 4 members, 3 men and 1 woman. A knight, 2 archers, and a priest, a perfect configuration. Fong Hong recognized them at a glance. The leader was the knight who had previously invited him to join their team. ID Fat Brother. Fat Brother was surprised by Fong Hong's strength, but quickly shifted his focus to the brother. We're from the Longting Guild. How about you let us handle this boss? Fat Brother asked politely, but his tone was condescending. The president of the Longting Guild, Chin Tian, is a top-tier rich second generation in reality. He threw money around to recruit players right at the start of the game, rapidly developing the guild. They had already gained some fame in the novice village. Heh, Longting Guild. Fong Hong sneered, not expecting to encounter Chin Tian's subordinates so soon. Do you think you can kill the boss? Then let's see your skills. Fong Hong abruptly changed direction and charged towards Fat Brother and his group. Captain, he wants to borrow a knife to kill someone. The archer in the team drew his bow, panicking as he tried to aim at the Wind Rabbit King. They had just entered the game, and their aim was still insufficient. They might not be able to handle this boss. Let's take him down first. Fat Brother ordered with a grim face. Hearing this, the archer drew his bow and shot an arrow at Fong Hong. In the world of Divine Fall, there is no punishment mechanism for red names, and Fat Brother felt no guilt at all. Whoosh. An arrow grazed Fong Hong's clothing. He perfectly dodged the attack. Fat Brother frowned slightly, saying, "You two attack together. Oh, let's see if he can dodge again." All right. The 2 archers responded in unison. Whoosh whoosh. 2 more arrows shot towards Fong Hong. Fong Hong remained calm, his movements fluid, easily dodging the 2 arrows. So strong. The archer was stunned. Dodging once might be luck, but dodging twice in a row indicated the opponent had extraordinary combat experience. Fong Hong had already charged to the front of the team. If a mage dares to fight in close combat. Fat Brother sneered. He raised his heavy shield and initiated a shield bash. Fong Hong elegantly turned around and once again perfectly dodged the attack. Oh. Fat Brother was dumbfounded, only to see a blade of wind rushing towards him. He widened his eyes in horror. It was the Wind Rabbit King's attack. Whoosh. 23. The knight's initial magic resistance was very low, losing a quarter of his health in an instant. But that was not all. Fong Hong raised his staff and cast a fireball spell. Boom. 26. The flames erupted, leaving Fat Brother with only half of his health. Healer, quickly use holy light. He shouted, urgently beckoning the priestess behind him. The priestess finally reacted, raising her staff to cast a skill. But before she could act, Fong Hong appeared before her like a ghost. The fireball spell was still on cooldown, and Fong Hong swung his staff. Oh. The priestess clutched her chest and cried out in pain, a single-digit damage number appearing above her head. 4. Fong Hong's physical damage was too low. However, he had already achieved his objective. Why are you still dazed? Use your skills. Fat Brother urged frantically, seeing his health bar unchanged. At this moment, the Wind Rabbit King shifted its gaze from Fong Hong and focused on Fat Brother. It mistakenly believed the group was Fong Hong's allies. Fat Brother, my skill was interrupted. The priestess stammered, her voice trembling. Having played for so long, this was the first time she encountered such a situation. What? Fat Brother was momentarily distracted and was immediately breached by the Wind Rabbit King's attack. With a kick, the powerful rabbit leg slipped past the edge of the shield and kicked towards an archer's groin. Bang! Red numbers indicating weak point damage floated above the archer's head. 76. In a flash of white light, the archer was instantly killed, with a few copper coins dropping on the ground. Fat Brother finally reacted, urgently commanding, quick. Scatter. Forget the boss, take out that lone wolf first. He yanked the dazed priestess back. Another archer drew his bow again, aiming at Fong Hong. Sixth brother, be careful, the priestess exclaimed, warning her teammate. But it was too late. The archer was knocked to the ground by the Wind Rabbit King and then struck by the fireball. This was a sneak attack from Fong Hong. The archer was instantly killed. You despicable. Seeing another teammate fall, Fat Brother was furious. This lone wolf was too cunning. However, he also knew he was no match for Fong Hong. Let's split up and escape, Fat Brother shouted, abandoning the terrified priestess and running away. He paid no attention to the Wind Rabbit King charging towards the priestess. Fong Hong sneered, indeed a den of snakes and rats, a disgrace. His killing intent grew stronger. Another fireball struck Fat Brother down. Brother, it's all a misunderstanding. Fat Brother turned around pleadingly, his face filled with fear. He finally realized he had provoked a master. You know the Dragon Rising Guild, right? I am the squad leader. Fat Brother tried to pressure Fong Hong with the Dragon Rising Guild. Fong Hong had no time for idle talk. With the skill cooldown over, he raised his hand and shot a fireball. Boom. In a flash of white light, Fat Brother was sent back to the novice village. A shield and over 20 copper coins dropped on the ground. That's quite a fortune, Fong Hong muttered as he collected. In the world of Divine Fall, currency is divided into gold coins, silver coins, and copper coins. 1 gold coin, 100 silver coins, 10000 copper coins. In the early stages, copper coins were scarce and had a very high exchange rate in the black market. 1 copper coin is worth 10 yuan. Although the shield was useless to Fong Hong, he could still sell it. Whoosh. A gust of wind rushed past him. The Wind Rabbit King killed the priestess and focused on Fong Hong. Without external interference, Fong Hong found it quite easy to deal with the Wind Rabbit King. 2 minutes later, the Wind Rabbit King finally fell beneath Fong Hong's fireball spell. Killed. Level 2 elite boss Wind Rabbit King gained 22 experience points. Plunder talent triggered, obtained skill Windblade. Windblade level 1 AE deals 150 wind magic damage to the target, consumes 5 mana, 3 seconds cooldown. The notifications flashed by. I actually plundered a skill. Fong Hong was very pleased. In the early game, mages generally have less need for equipment, but are in dire need of skill books. With the second skill, Fong Hong's combat power increased significantly. His monster killing efficiency increased by at least 30. In addition to the skill, the Wind Rabbit King also dropped a staff, 2 skill stones, and a few copper coins. Rabbit Bone Staff, fine, usable by mages, 5 magic damage. Skill Stone using grants 1 skill point. The Rabbit Bone Staff provides a 5-point magic damage bonus, far better than the wooden staff. Fong Hong immediately equipped it, increasing his magic damage by 4 points. There were also 2 skill stones. In the world of Divine Fall, players were most in need of skill points. Especially in the later stages, the skill points required to upgrade advanced skills grow exponentially. Many players in the late game cannot upgrade new skills, even if learned. Their unallocated intermediate skills are stronger. Use skill stones, gained 2 skill points. Fong Hong upgraded his fireball spell. Fireball level 5 AU deals 170 fire magic damage to the target, consumes 5 mana, 3 seconds cooldown. It's time to hunt the fire-tailed wild bull. After clearing the battlefield, Fong Hong set off towards the forest to hunt the fire-tailed wild bull. Just as Fong Hong left, Fat Brother rushed over with a group of players. The Wind Rabbit King was killed by him. Fat Brother looked at the boss corpse, feeling frustrated. After dying, he not only dropped to level 1, but also lost the shield he had purchased. A return to square one. A warrior carrying a big knife walked up to Fat Brother and comforted him. Fat Brother, I've already reported to the guild leader. He will definitely avenge you. Fong Hong returned to the forest. It was eerily quiet here, with no players daring to take the risk. The death penalty in Godfall is very severe. This time Fong Hong strode forward, no longer hiding, actively seeking the fire-tailed wild bull. Rustle. Suddenly the bushes ahead shook and a gigantic creature appeared. Its tail was adorned with flames resembling a fiery hammer. The sharp horns were as piercing as spears, glinting with a menacing light under the sun. Fire-tailed wild bull, a level 3 monster with 120 health points, physical attack of 13 points, and 3 skills, charge, stomp, and tail strike. This creature had tough skin and thick flesh, but its magic resistance was somewhat low. Moo. The fire-tailed wild bull stomped its hooves on the ground, its eyes gleaming with ferocity, and suddenly launched an attack. Skill charge. Boom. The ground trembled slightly as its massive body charged forward like a tank, its sharp horns aimed at Fong Hong's vital points. The charge skill is one of the few low-level skills that cannot be interrupted. However, the fire-tailed wild bull's weakness is its lack of agility. Fong Hong dodged swiftly as the monster whooshed past him. Bang! With a loud crash, a thick tree behind Fong Hong was snapped in half. This is a real world. If hit, the damage is secondary, the violent impact would leave him dizzy. Moo. The fire-tailed wild bull turned around, radiating murderous intent as it glared angrily at Fong Hong. It raised its hooves, heavily stomping the ground. Fireball. Fong Hong seized the opportunity, confidently raising his hand to activate the skill. Boom. 26 Fireball hit, interrupting the fire-tailed wild bull's stomp skill. Immediately after, a blade of wind whistled past, slashing at its head. 22 Blood flowed as a deep wound appeared, exposing white bone. The fire-tailed wild bull cried out in pain, roaring fiercely as it charged madly towards Fong Hong. Fong Hong easily dodged, quickly retreating to activate his skill again. After 3 rounds of attack, the fire-tailed wild bull let out its final wail and collapsed. Defeated. A level 3 fire-tailed wild bull gained 12 experience points. Talent plunder triggered. Constitution 1 system notification lit up. Talent triggered, and another attribute point was plundered. It actually dropped something. Fong Hong looked at the mana recovery potion on the ground, somewhat surprised. The item drop rate from ordinary monsters is extremely low. He stepped forward to pick up the drop, cutting off the extinguished tail of the fire-tailed wild bull. Next, Fong Hong planned to stay and hunt more fire-tailed wild bulls to reach level 5, then return to turn in the quest. Continue. He wandered through the forest searching for solitary fire-tailed wild bulls. Moo! The heart-wrenching cry rang out. Another fire-tailed wild bull fell to Fong Hong's attack. Fong Hong had hunted over 20 fire-tailed wild bulls reaching level 4, and had plundered 2 points of constitution and 1 point of strength. He allocated his free attribute points to intelligence, and Fireball also reached level 6, significantly enhancing his power. At this moment, the sun was nearly setting and the forest grew darker, faintly emanating an ominous aura. At night, the monsters in the forest became more active, and even more powerful creatures appeared. Fong Hong contemplated and prepared to leave. Someone's coming. He frowned, noticing a group of people approaching in the distance, all level 4. They had quickly reached level 4, qualifying as top players on the day of the server launch. The leading man wore leather armor, holding a leather shield in his left hand and wielding a broadsword in his right. He had a handsome face, but exuded a sinister aura. The moment Fong Hong saw him, his expression instantly turned cold. Longting Guild Qin Tian. ID Du Bu Tian Xia. He never expected to encounter Qin Tian in the novice village so soon. However, it was also reasonable. Qin Tian must have been grinding levels in the forest in his past life, stumbling upon Aaron. Completing the quest and obtaining the legendary weapon, the Guardian Shield, would have rapidly boosted his power. At this moment, Qin Tian also noticed Fong Hong. Particularly the several corpses of fire-tailed wild bulls around him made his eyes widen in surprise. Ancient martial artist. He knew some secrets, and those who could single-handedly take down fire-tailed wild bulls at this stage were undoubtedly masters from ancient martial families. Qin Tian smiled as he walked up to Fong Hong and invited, "Hello, I'm the president of Longting Guild. Are you interested in joining my guild?" A flash of murderous intent flickered in Fong Hong's eyes as he brewed a brilliant plan for revenge in his heart. Stealing the supreme pill from the alchemist was no easy task, but he could fully utilize Qin Tian's power to achieve his goals and conveniently sabotage him. "Boss," a warrior whispered to Qin Tian's ear, "he is the lone wolf who killed Fat Brother. God Slayer." Qin Tian frowned. He remembered this ID. He never expected the expert before him to be God Slayer. Qin Tian knew that Longting Guild could rise in various games due to its financial power and loyalty. If not handled properly, it could lead to dissatisfaction among the guild members. However, recruiting God Slayer into the guild at the cost of losing Fat Brother seemed acceptable. After weighing the pros and cons, Qin Tian made up his mind and said, "Brother, my name is Qin Tian, and I enjoy making friends with heroes from all walks of life. If you join my guild, I am willing to offer you the position of vice president." Qin Tian extended his right hand in a gesture of goodwill. If the other party did not appreciate it, he could easily avenge Fat Brother with a single command. Fong Hong looked at Qin Tian, calmly silent. Qin Tian remained composed, but an unsettling feeling arose, as if God Slayer could see through him. "What? Do you look down on me?" He retracted his hand, his gaze turning cold. The group of subordinates behind him also stirred restlessly. Fong Hong finally spoke. "You misunderstood. I was just considering whether to complete a certain task together with you." After saying that, he fabricated a hidden quest he received and revealed it to Qin Tian. Qin Tian's eyes widened, breathing quickly as he exclaimed, "Level hidden quest, legendary weapon." Gulp. Qin Tian instinctively swallowed, a glint of greed flashing in his eyes. If killing players could drop quests, he would not hesitate to take action. In the world of Godfall, equipment is classified as ordinary, fine, rare, epic, legendary, and divine. So far, players have not even obtained a single piece of fine equipment. The emergence of a legendary weapon would undoubtedly cause a bloody storm. Qin Tian quickly calmed down, concealing his inner thoughts, and asked amicably, "Brother, do you want Longting Guild to help you deal with an NPC? In that case, I am willing to buy your quest. Just name your price." Fong Hong smiled without a smile. "No need to name a price. If you help me complete the quest, I will give you the legendary equipment." Qin Tian was stunned, looking at Fong Hong in disbelief. "You must be joking." He could hardly imagine anyone resisting the temptation of a legendary item. Fong Hong feigned helplessness and explained, "This task has a time limit. If it cannot be completed, we cannot leave the novice village. I have investigated, and the alchemist Dino in the novice village is quite formidable. I definitely cannot handle him alone. Qin Tian expressed some skepticism. I agree to cooperate with you, but what if you regret it later? Clearly, he did not believe that Zhang Shun would willingly part with his equipment. Fang Hong calmly replied, if I go back on my word, you can block me at the resurrection point and kill me until my equipment drops. That shouldn't be a problem for the Longting Guild. Qin Tian thought for a moment and found nothing wrong with the plan. No matter how powerful a lone wolf player is, they are no match for a guild. If the situation changes, just kill him to loot his equipment. Qin Tian extended his right hand again, smiling. Let's have a pleasant cooperation. Fang Hong glanced at Qin Tian's hand and shook it firmly. See you at the pharmacy at this time tomorrow. In the next moment, without waiting for Qin Tian to respond, Fang Hong logged off. Qin Tian stood in place, staring at the spot where Fang Hong had disappeared, his brows tightly knit. His mind was racing with thoughts. Qin Tian turned to an old man with white hair beside him. Uncle Li, do you think this guy's words can be trusted? Uncle Li stepped forward and bowed slightly to Qin Tian. The only uncertainty now is the strength of the alchemist Dino. I have investigated, and most of the NPCs in the novice village are level 1, with only the village chief and Dino being above level 2, so we cannot see their panel information. Young master, I will send someone to scout right away. Qin Tian nodded. Find a few level 1 players to test the waters. Also notify the guild members to work overtime tonight, hurry up, and level up tomorrow night. We have a major operation. Understood. Uncle Li immediately logged off to start organizing manpower. Reality. In a small rented room, Fang Hong took off his helmet, rubbed his temples, and felt a wave of headache. Unknown, he had been playing for 12 consecutive hours. Entering the world of Shen Yun is quite exhausting. The game helmet Fang Hong used should in theory allow for a maximum of 8 hours of continuous play each day. Playing for more than 8 hours would lead to fatigue. I need to buy a game pod. Compared to the game helmet, the game pod is more advanced and can inject nutrient solution to restore stamina. A basic game pod can be used continuously for 3 days. A medium one can be used for 7 days. As for top-level game pods, being online for a month is not an issue. However, game pods are much more expensive than helmets, with the cheapest costing 1,000 yuan. Mid to high-end game pods are not sold to the public, only serving those in power. Fang Hong's savings were only in 4 digits. However, according to the black market exchange rate, a gold coin in a Shen Yun is worth 1,000 yuan. He was planning to obtain a gold coin as soon as possible. Otherwise, as time goes on, the value of gold coins will gradually depreciate. Fang Hong got up and went to the kitchen, casually ate something, quickly washed up, and then went to bed. The next day, when Fang Hong woke up, he felt refreshed and noticed a significant improvement in his physical condition. When the world of Shen Yun descended into reality, the game data would fully merge. Currently, it only gradually enhances the player's body. It won't be long before others discover this secret. Fang Hong put on his helmet again, entered the world of Shen Yun, and appeared in the forest where he logged off yesterday. The surroundings were silent. There were no other players in sight. Qin Tian should have not found the task in the forest and went to the level 2 Swift Wind Rabbit territory to level up. Fang Hong had already reached level 4 with an intelligence attribute of 23 points and a magic attack of 28 points. The level 6 Fireball spell can deal 45 points of fire magic damage. The level 1 Wind Blade also has 39 points of damage. He could now kill a Firetail Wild Bull in 2 rounds of skills. Kill a level 3 Firetail Wild Bull, gain 12 experience points. You have reached level 5, gaining 4 free attribute points and 1 skill point after a period of hunting. Fang Hong killed over 30 Firetail Wild Bulls and finally leveled up to 5. Additionally, he looted 4 points of Constitution, raising his Constitution attribute to 12 points. Comparable to a warrior of the same level. The god-level plundering talent is indeed powerful, Fang Hong marveled. He opened his panel and allocated all his free attribute points to intelligence. The Fireball spell also leveled up to level 7. It's time to turn in the task, Fang Hong thought, glancing at the time, and returned to the novice village. At the pharmacy entrance, Fang Hong saw Qin Tian standing not far away with a group of people. Uncle Li had sent someone to attack the alchemist, only to be instantly killed by a mage skill without triggering a system warning. He speculated that the strength of the alchemist and the village chief were probably on par, and neither had area attack skills. The Longting Guild, being numerous, could certainly take him down. Brother Zhang Xin, you finally made it. Qin Tian greeted enthusiastically, a broad smile on his face. Fang Hong nodded, coldly looking at the players behind Qin Tian. There were nearly 2,000 of them. Among them, 200 were level 5. Clearly they had not logged off since last night, and had been leveling up frantically. Qin Tian proudly introduced, Brother Zhang Shun, these are the elites of the Longting Guild. Almost all the high-level players from the novice village are under my command. Just to be safe, over 100 more are ambushing at the resurrection point, keeping an eye on the village chief and the others. This statement was undoubtedly a warning to Fong Hong not to play tricks. Fong Hong chuckled to himself. Unless something unexpected happened tonight, the Longting Guild would definitely become the bottom feeders in Xinyun. I will turn in the task. You all must lure Dino out and hold him off. He instructed, then walked into the pharmacy. Inside there were a few scattered players. By the next day, some could already afford potions. Old man, I'm here to turn in the task, Fong Hong said as he approached the counter, then pulled out a pile of firetails. Upon hearing old man, Dino felt a bit annoyed, but seeing the materials he immediately put on a smiling face. 60 firetails. Dino was very pleased. Young man, I indeed did not misjudge you. Each one can be exchanged for a potion. Choose for yourself. Excuse me, can they be exchanged for copper coins? Fong Hong asked. These low-level potions were of no use to him. What he needed now was money. Dino frowned slightly, then nodded. Generally that wouldn't be possible, but considering you brought so many firetails, I will make an exception this once. He waved his hand, and 6 silver coins appeared on the counter. This is your task reward. Thank you. Fong Hong quickly thanked him and pocketed the coins. Now he was one step closer to purchasing the game pod. Fong Hong did not leave the counter pretending to browse for potions while signaling Qin Tian outside. In the next moment, boom. Suddenly, several fireballs exploded at the pharmacy's door. The Longting Guild had begun their action. Charge. Let's rob this pharmacy. Surrounding the pharmacy was chaos skills flying and arrows whistling through the air aimed directly at Dino. Looking for death, Dino shouted angrily as he rushed out. The onlooking players watched in astonishment. Robbing an NPC's possessions truly takes guts. It must be the Longting Guild. I've been displeased with that scheming old man for a long time. Shouldn't I also grab a piece? Let's do it. The Longting Guild has quite a reputation in the novice village. Seeing them take the lead in robbing the pharmacy, others quickly joined in. Fong Hong chuckled softly. Taking advantage of the chaos, he slipped into Dino's bedroom. The supreme pill was hidden in a secret compartment beneath Dino's bed. In his past life, Qin Tian had boasted to him about stealing the supreme pill. Now it was time to put that knowledge to use. Fong Hong moved the bedboard and quickly discovered the secret compartment where Dino hid his items. Inside there was not only the supreme pill, but also 3 skill stones, a magic suppression pill, and 2 bottles of unknown poison. He took everything, glanced around hurriedly, and slipped out through the back door. Outside the pharmacy, a rain of fire fell from the sky, transforming into a sea of flames. The air was filled with the horrific scent of charred flesh, resembling a scene from hell. Something's off. That old man is not just level 10. Young master, the information is incorrect. Run. The screams were endless, and the members of the Longting Guild were instantly obliterated. Retreat. Quick retreat. Qin Tian's face turned ashen as he hurriedly issued orders. However, he was also struck by the rain of fire and died on the spot. Dino stood at the pharmacy's entrance, angrily unleashing one skill after another, indiscriminately attacking the players present. The power of a Tier 3 mage. It was vividly displayed at this moment. The over 200 elite members led by Qin Tian couldn't last even half a minute, disappearing one by one in flashes of white light. The curious players who joined in did not escape unscathed, suffering heavy casualties. At the novice village's resurrection point, Qin Tian stood there, his expression twisting in anger. Damn it, he cursed through clenched teeth. Although he had been cautious, being misled by Fong Hong combined with not yet grasping the setting of Godfall, he completely failed to recognize that Dino was a high-level NPC. Young master. Li Ba's face was pale as he appeared from the resurrection point. The person keeping an eye on the resurrection point reported that they did not see Zhanshin's figure and did not know if he would succeed. Qin Tian then remembered the main purpose of this operation. Although they failed to rob, if Zhanshin successfully stole the supreme pill, completed the hidden quest, and obtained legendary equipment, the losses of the Longting Guild would be negligible. Qin Tian quickly opened his friend list, only to find that Fong Hong had deleted him, and an ominous premonition surged in his heart. At this moment, Fong Hong had already left the novice village. Ding. Player Debushanxia requests to add you as a friend. Upon seeing the notification, he immediately rejected it. Even if Qin Tian was slow to react, he should now realize that he had been played by him. Fong Hong glanced at the time and vanished from his spot. With the supreme pill in hand, the task was considered half complete. Next, he needed to find a way to kill Aaron. In the real world. In the capital city, a luxurious villa. Bang, bang. The sound of smashing things echoed continuously. Qin Tian was seething with anger, frantically venting his emotions. Zhanshin. How dare you deceive me? Why? Do you have a grudge against me? I've never seen you before. This is unreasonable. To develop the Longting Guild, he had poured in 30 million in just 2 days. This time, all over 200 elite members of the Longting Guild, as well as over 1,000 ordinary members, were slaughtered. Everyone returned to level 1. His 30 million investment went down the drain. The most crucial point was that after this incident, the Longting Guild's reputation was utterly destroyed, and his own influence could no longer keep up with the top echelon. Qin Tian did not care about money. He could not accept such humiliation. Li Bo. Qin Tian looked toward the door and called coldly. The door opened, and Li Bo hurriedly walked in looking distressed at the broken porcelain on the floor. Li Bo said, "Young master, the facial recognition system did not find Zhan Shun's identity information. He must have adjusted his appearance by 30. Qin Tian's face turned cold. Zhan Shun. I will make him pay a heavy price whether in the game or in... Li Bo remained silent, quietly waiting for Qin Tian's instructions. He understood the young master well. He was skilled in strategy, cold-blooded, and had a strong desire for revenge. Having suffered such a significant loss, the young master would definitely not let Zhan Shun go. There are two things. Qin Tian pondered for a moment before slowly saying, first, place a bounty on Zhan Shun in the game. Killing him once will reward 1,000 yuan with no limit on the number of times or dates. Second, tell Tang Yin to get close to Zhan Shun to lure out his true identity. I will give her back her freedom at that time. Li Bo raised his head and looked at Qin Tian, hesitating whether to speak. Tang Yin came from an ancient martial arts family and was an orphan raised by the family. The elder had spent a great deal to acquire such a master. Using her against Zhan Shun would be overkill. Li Bo sighed inwardly. The young master was clearly blinded by anger, but he also understood the young master's character. All right, I will arrange it immediately. Li Bo agreed, bowed, and turned to leave the room. Qin Tian's expression calmed down a little. He spread his arms and lay back on the sofa. He let out a sinister laugh, his gaze venomous. It has been a long time since anyone dared to provoke me like this. Zhan Shun, I hope you don't disappoint me. Under my torment you must endure a bit longer. On Fang Hong's side, he also learned about the bounty from the Longting Guild. Kill him once the reward is 1,000,000. He scoffed at this. Playing Qin Tian once was nothing. His revenge had only just begun. However, he needed to complete the task first. The items stolen from Alchemist Dino included not only the Supreme Pill, but also the Magic Suppression Potion and Poison. He checked the items. Supreme Pill Rare can instantly heal any damage, but does not include Soul Damage. Magic Suppression Pill High Level, after taking it will seal magical power, releasing automatically after 3 days. 100 Poisons Potion Intermediate, made from the venom of 100 kinds of poisonous insects. Extremely toxic Bloodthirsty Slime Intermediate, a failed product of refining blood. Chi pills can absorb blood until the target dies. Upon seeing the descriptions, Fang Hong felt that Dino was likely not a good person either. However, mixing these together would undoubtedly be fatal for the severely injured Aaron. He carefully split the Supreme. After hollowing it out, he ground and mixed it with several other substances. Then he resealed the Supreme Pill, restoring it to its perfect state. After finishing, Fang Hong nodded in satisfaction. Perfect. Fang Hong stored away the Supreme Pill he had tampered with and made his way to the forest. In the woods, several players formed teams and wandered around. Their obvious purpose for being here was not to level up, but to undertake the bounty task from the Longting Guild. Fang Hong had no intention of causing any conflict for the time being. He avoided the players and headed towards a hidden cave. Upon reaching the entrance, the familiar sight suggested that no one had discovered this place yet. With a whoosh, as Fang Hong stepped into the cave, a fireball flickered to life, illuminating the surroundings. In the glow of the fire, Aaron looked pale and even more haggard. Seeing Fang Hong, a glimmer of hope flashed in his eyes. Kid, you finally made it. Did you get the item? Fang Hong stepped forward and opened his palm, revealing a milky white pill. The Supreme Pill. Aaron reached out to grab it, his eyes filled with desire. Fang Hong quickly withdrew his hand, watching Aaron warily. What about my reward? Aaron glared coldly at Fang Hong. How dare a weak adventurer toy with him? I keep my promises. With a cold snort, Aaron took out a black shield from his storage space. The eerie glow flickered. It was clearly not an ordinary item. The Guardian Shield. Fang Hong's joy was evident. Noticing Fang Hong's reaction, a slight smile appeared at the corner of Aaron's mouth. Once he had the Supreme Pill and his body recovered, he would kill this kid at the first opportunity. His legendary equipment was not something to be taken easily. Aaron extended his hand and said, "Give me the Supreme Pill." Fang Hong nodded and passed it over, a glint of cunning flashing in his eyes. Aaron grabbed the pill and swallowed it without hesitation. Fang Hong stepped back a few paces and took out his rabbit bone staff. Though Aaron was gravely injured, the deadly poison would surely claim his life, but he feared a last-ditch effort. Before long, the Supreme Pill began to take effect, and Aaron's complexion gradually improved. But in the next moment, his expression twisted in pain as he glared angrily at Fang Hong. You tampered with it. Boom. Whooshed. Fang Hong did not waste words, raising his hand to unleash the fireball spell and windblade. 1-1 as expected. The opponent's magical resistance was high, and he could not break through the defenses. Kid, are you looking for death? Aaron shouted, summoning a lightning ball in his palm. But soon, with the effect of the anti-magic pill kicking in, the lightning ball dissipated. Fang Hong breathed a sigh of relief, his voice cold. Aaron, stop struggling. You will definitely die at my hands today. Aaron was about to speak, but coughed up a mouthful of black blood. The two poisons rapidly drained his life points. He was severely injured and had no strength to resist. You will regret this. Before dying, Aaron managed to squeeze out a sentence, and a black light shot out, quickly drilling into Fong Hong's heart. An ominous premonition surged in Fong Hong's heart. Kill level 7 Mage Aaron and gain 321,100 experience points. Your level has increased to level 6, gaining 4 free attribute points and 1 skill point. Your level has increased to level 9, gaining 4 free attribute points and 1 skill point. You are affected by Aaron's curse and cannot level up to level 10. Current experience points 318500900. Talent plunder triggered. You gained a growth type talent. Wrath of the Gods. A series of prompts flashed by. Killing above one's level rewarded a large amount of experience. Fong Hong had reached level 9 but could not advance further. Damn, I was still cursed. He cursed and quickly checked his negative status. Aaron's curse, cursed by Mage Aaron, forever stuck at level 9. Note 1. Priests of level 7 and above can purify curses. Note 2. Breaking 1,000 intelligence points will allow self-removal. Seeing the notes, Fong Hong sighed in relief. Finding a level 7 priest in the novice village was nearly impossible. Even if there was one, it was uncertain whether he could get help from them. However, with his god-level talent plunder, reaching 1,000 intelligence points was not a difficult task for him. Fong Hong then checked the newly acquired talent. Wrath of the Gods growth-type talent, currently at level skill cooldown, reduced by 10. Upgrade condition: kill 10 level 1 monsters to upgrade to a level growth type. Perhaps this talent was even more powerful than SS level. In his past life, Fong Hong had never heard of growth-type talents, but even at level it could reduce cooldown by 10. Its power was evident. No wonder Aaron could join the high-ranking celestial clan. It was likely due to the wrath of the gods. Fong Hong did not rush to leave. He turned his gaze to Aaron's corpse. In the world of Godfall, NPCs are different from players. They are real beings, and once dead, they can hardly be revived, causing all their items to drop. Fong Hong's attention was drawn to the ring on Aaron's hand. A storage ring. He took it off and explored the items inside. 20 skill stones, 2 skill books, 11 invisibility talismans, and many high-level materials. Most importantly, 1,300 gold coins. A fortune. Fong Hong's eyes lit up upon seeing the gold coins. At the current exchange rate, a single gold coin was likely enough to purchase a basic game pod, as long as there was a purchasing channel. Now he could even afford a top-tier game pod. Fong Hong calmed down temporarily, setting aside the matter of the game pod, and began to sort through his loot. With Aaron's 20 skill stones plus 3 from the alchemist Dino, he gained an additional 23 skill points. The 2 skill books were Earth Shield Basic Mage Skill, summons an Earth Shield that resists 50 of intelligence-based damage, costs 5 mana, cooldown of 30 seconds, / Basic Warrior Skill, deals 150 physical damage, based on strength, costs 5 mana, cooldown of 3 seconds. The Earth Shield is a defensive magic skill, and Fong Hong immediately used the skill book. As for / it was a warrior skill that he could not learn. Fong Hong carefully searched through the items in the storage ring, frowning in confusion. This guy, doesn't he have a single piece of mage equipment? Was it taken away by someone? Or did he simply dislike wearing gear? Most of the other items were only useful for selling, entirely useless for Fong Hong. His gaze fell on the black shield. Guardian's Shield, legendary weapon requirements: Knight Profession, Strength 500, Physical Defense 1,000, Magic Resistance 500, Health 1,000, additional attributes: Constitution 1,000, Strength 100, Intelligence 50, Agility 100. God's Guardian legendary weapon skill: damage received, have duration 10 minutes, cooldown 1 hour. Note: sacrifice speed for powerful defense. Fong Hong gazed in astonishment at the attributes of the shield of the Guardian. The defensive power had increased dramatically. Any knight wielding this weapon would become a mobile fortress. No wonder Qin Tian was so confident in his past life. With this equipment, even those with poor talent could become a formidable warrior. Now, this treasure was his. After securing the equipment, Fong Hong's next goal was to loot intelligence and lift Alan's curse. He could not remain trapped in the novice village. Fong Hong recalled a certain area in the novice village, the territory of the level 10 Flame Fox. The Flame Fox excelled in fire magic, had a high intelligence attribute, and was a first-tier monster, making it perfect for leveling up and enhancing the Wrath of the Gods skill. Fong Hong opened his panel. He allocated his free attribute points and skill points. He raised all 3 of his skills to max, significantly boosting his intelligence. ID: Godslayer. LV9. Occupation: Mage Apprentice. Talent: Plunder, Divine Grade, Wrath of the Gods, F grade, can grow. Skills: Fireball Max can upgrade to Explosive Flame after reaching level 10, costing 10 skill points. Windblade Max can upgrade to Wine / Earth Shield Max can upgrade to Stone Armor. Equipment: Rabbit Bone Staff, common magic damage, 5. Novice Robe, common physical defense 1. Negative status: Alan's Curse. Free attribute points 0. Skill points 6. Very strong. Fong Hong was extremely satisfied with his growth. Now dealing with level 10 monsters felt as easy as chop. It was still early. Fong Hong avoided the players wandering around the outskirts of the forest and ventured deeper into the territory of the Flame Fox. At this stage, no one dared to step here. Russell. Suddenly a noise came from the dense bushes. Fong Hong tightened his grip on the staff, ready to unleash a skill. But he saw a young girl stumbling out of the bushes. She fell right in front of him. NPC. Fong Hong was somewhat surprised and did not activate his skill. Instead, he cautiously approached. The girl's skin was snow white and smooth, her features exquisite with green hair and blue eyes. Pointy ears. She was an elf. Fong Hong recognized her identity and was taken aback. Elves were considered a high-tier race in Godfall, though he never expected to encounter one in the novice village. The elf girl looked pale and was gravely injured. She saw Fong Hong crouching in front of her and appeared slightly frightened, looking pitiful. Quick! She's injured and can't have gone far. A man's voice echoed through the forest, followed closely by hurried footsteps. The elf girl trembled all over, looking at Fong Hong with pleading eyes. Save me. She sensed that this human was different from the evil ones pursuing her. Fong Hong hesitated for a moment, then rushed forward to pick up the elf girl and quickly climbed a large tree hiding among the dense leaves. In the next moment, several figures burst from the bushes, their gazes sweeping the area like hawks. Shoo! Fong Hong gestured for silence. He activated the invisibility talisman he had obtained from Alan. This item could perfectly conceal his presence, making it impossible for enemies to detect him. A man approached the tree where Fong Hong was hiding. The elf girl in his arms stiffened, clutching Fong Hong's arm in fear, afraid to breathe. If discovered, she would surely become their plaything. She might even be sold as a slave in the auction house. Fortunately, Fong Hong's invisibility talisman worked wonders, and the group searched around without any results. The leading man said coldly, "The elf saintess is injured and has been poisoned. She can't have gone far. I thoroughly searched this forest." The group scattered, searching carefully. Elf saintess. Fong Hong was astonished to hear their conversation. The one in his arms was actually the elf tribe's saintess. Once those men moved far away, Fong Hong relaxed, but the elf girl still clung to his arm tightly. Her body felt light, and a faint fragrance wafted into his nose. It brought him a sense of tranquility and peace. Fong Hong looked at the elf in his arms. "You are safe for now." However, he noticed something was off with her complexion. Her cheeks were flushed, and her gaze was vacant. Fong Hong suddenly recalled a special item, love flower powder. It was a poison used by slave traders to enslave elves. This substance was highly poisonous, and the only antidote was to ingest the blood of a man. The elf girl still retained a sliver of rationality, her eyes burning as she gazed at Fong Hong's face. "Please, save me." As soon as the words left her lips, the branches of the tree they were on intertwined, quickly forming a hammock. Fong Hong stored the elf robe in his inventory. The elf girl shyly watched the scene before her. As an elf, it was her first time having such close contact with a human. Having resigned herself to her fate, she closed her eyes, awaiting rescue. Without hesitation, Fong Hong drew out a dagger and bent down to save her. In the next moment, bright red blood stained the leaves below. 2 hours later, the toxicity of the love flower powder dissipated, and the elf girl regained her senses, her face turning even redder. "Human eye, I'm sorry for the trouble I've caused you." The elf girl stammered, hurriedly searching for her elf. Fong Hong grasped her arm and smiled. "It's all right, let's continue. The poison of love flower powder is not so..." The elf girl swallowed hard. Then the sound of rustling leaves gradually became hoarse. As the poison within her body dissipated, joyous tears rolled down the elf girl's cheeks, forming teardrop-shaped ornaments. Finally, another 2 hours passed, and Fong Hong completely neutralized the toxicity of the love flower powder. The elf girl wore a satisfied smile as she fell asleep, still holding tightly onto her savior's neck. It felt as if a sense of security overflowed within her. Fong Hong did not leave immediately. After 2 days of intense leveling, he too felt somewhat fatigued. He fell into a deep slumber. When Fong Hong opened his eyes again, it was already dusk. The elf girl had left, leaving behind a faint fragrance. Beside Fong Hong lay a teardrop-shaped pendant, and a bottle of potion pressed underneath was a handkerchief. "My name is Anna. I will come to find you." Anna. Fong Hong whispered this name. In his past life, he had never heard of Anna's existence. There must have been changes after his rebirth. In this life, he saved her. Fong Hong set aside his thoughts and looked at the 2 items Anna had left behind. Elf's tear pendant, unique, said to be formed from the tears of the elf girl, a token of love. Elf's essence, special product of the elf tribes, a sacred object containing immense power. Drinking it increases intelligence by 100 points. Fong Hong was quite surprised. Both of these are legendary treasures. The Spring of Elves can directly increase intelligence by 100 points. However, for Fong Hong, he valued the tears of the elves even more. Although it does not provide an attribute boost, it is a token of love from Anna. Anna is the holy maiden of the elves, the future leader of the elven race. In his past life, the Celestial clan and its allied races destroyed the territory of the elves. Their hatred for the Celestial clan is as intense as that of the Blue Star people. It must be noted that the elves are also quite powerful, and Fong Hong could ally with them to resist the Celestial clan. Fong Hong cautiously stored the tears of the elves. Then he opened the Spring of Elves and drank it in one go. You have used the Spring of Elves Intelligence 100. The Curse of Aaron has been weakened. Level 5 or above priest class or intelligence reaching 500 points can lift it. Notification flashed by. The Curse of Aaron has weakened. Fong Hong was very happy. This was an unexpected gain. Fong Hong's intelligence attribute has now reached 143 points. It won't be long before he can forcibly lift the curse, which won't be difficult. A whoa! Suddenly eerie wolf howls echoed in succession. In the dark forest, pairs of glowing green eyes appeared. Dark Moon Demon Wolves, level 15 monsters. They enjoy roaming in packs at night searching for prey. Fong Hong did not wish to provoke them and logged off immediately, his figure vanishing into thin air. In the distance, a woman slowly approached, dressed in a black bodysuit that perfectly accentuated her alluring curves. She held 2 daggers and came to the tree where Fong Hong had been. Looking around, she muttered, "Strange, the scent has disappeared here." The woman murmured. Tang Yin, ID Little Wildcat. Profession Shadow Assassin. She is one of the few players to have obtained a hidden profession during the novice phase. She has also awakened an upgrade talent, Magic Perception. She tracked Fong Hong's scent to this area. A whoa! The wolf howl sounded again, and the eerie green pupils in the forest made Tang Yin feel uneasy. The Godslayer must have logged off. He'll come back tomorrow morning. She knew she wasn't a match for the Dark Moon Demon Wolves at this stage, and logged off immediately. In the real world, Fong Hong did not rest immediately, but opened his computer and logged into the forum. This is the most popular forum since the game's release, filled with many strategies uploaded by players. He casually clicked on a few. Most of the strategies were incorrect. Fong Hong closed those threads and planned to purchase a game pod. Initially, he planned to earn a gold coin to buy the basic model. However, after killing Aaron and obtaining a large amount of gold coins, Fong Hong now has enough money to buy a top-tier game pod. Offering 100 gold coins to purchase a high-level game pod. Leave your game ID and contact me afterwards. Fong Hong's post was quickly pushed down, but it still attracted some attention. Soon he received several messages. What a joke, 100 gold coins, do you know what you're talking about? Go sleep, you can have anything in your dreams. Contact information for the Eastern City Mental Hospital 3878 XXX. Except for one useful message, everyone else was mocking Fong Hong. ID Young Master. Brother, do you really have that many gold coins? Young Master. Upon seeing this ID, Fong Hong was overwhelmed with nostalgia. A confident, cynical young man appeared in his mind. That person's real name was Zhao Yi. In his past life, when the army of monsters surged in, Zhao Yi sacrificed himself to buy time for Fong Hong. If Zhao Yi were still alive, he would definitely stand by Fong Hong's side, fighting against the Celestial Clan together. Moreover, Zhao Yi's background was not simple. His family had military connections, wielding immense power. A top-tier game pod was nothing to him. Online, I'll add you as a friend. Fong Hong replied to Zhao Yi and logged back into the game. The next second, he appeared on the tree, the hammock made of intertwined branches still intact. Below, a pack of Dark Moon Demon Wolves was wandering. Fong Hong ignored them, opened his friend list, entered Zhao Yi's ID, and sent a friend request. Soon the request was accepted. Young Master, I have a game pod, show me your gold coin screenshot. Fong Hong smiled, but did not have a screenshot. Instead, he initiated a trade and placed the Guardian's shield in the window. Zhao Yi was a knight and later obtained the hidden profession Earth Knight. Fong Hong vaguely remembered that when Zhao Yi saw Qin Tian take out the Guardian's shield back, then he had shown an envious and longing expression. Even so, Zhao Yi did not use his family background to pressure Qin Tian into taking the equipment. Compared to that dog Qin Tian, this little brother of his undoubtedly deserved to possess this legendary weapon. In another novice village, Zhao Yi stared in shock at the trading window, swallowing hard. A legendary weapon, the Guardian's shield, only selling for a copper coin. Zhao Yi's finger hovered over the agree button, trembling slightly. Damn, a gentleman does not take what is not his. Zhao Yi grasped his trembling hand with the other. His rationality overcame his desire, and he decisively rejected the trade. Zhao Yi breathed a sigh of relief, feeling much clearer inside, and then sent a message. Brother, what do you mean by this? He felt insulted and demanded an explanation from the Godslayer. Godslayer, you should have seen the attributes of the equipment. I want to make a trade with you. First, help me get a top-tier game pod. Second, I know you can check my background, help me keep my identity information confidential. Third, follow me and work for me. Damn. Zhao Yi cursed under his breath at the message. This guy not only had a ridiculously arrogant ID, but he was also quite presumptuous. Moreover, he seemed to know his identity. The first 2 conditions are fine, but the third condition is impossible. Zhao Yi really wanted the Guardian's shield. Godslayer, if that's the case, you can satisfy the first 2 conditions. Fong Hong initiated the trade again, but just like last time, the Guardian's shield only required a copper coin. Zhao Yi looked at this scene, already numb. The other party wanted to give him this thing. Was there a scheme? Young Master, aren't you afraid he'll run away with it? With my skills, even in the game, you can't do anything to me. Godslayer, why not give it a try? Zhao Yi felt slightly insulted and was a bit angry. He decisively agreed to the trade. Young master, I'll accept your third condition, but with one premise: if you can defeat me, I'll agree to recognize you as my boss. Fong Hong smiled slightly. Godslayer, okay, I'll send you the address, bring it to me as soon as possible. Young master, no need, I've already traced your IP and obtained your information. The game pod will be delivered soon. After Zhao Yi sent the message, he chuckled triumphantly. The situation had completely turned around with his one sentence. The Godslayer, whose real name was Fong Hong, was just an ordinary person. Haha. With his identity exposed, he must be panicking. Godslayer, all right. The other party coolly only said 2 words, then logged off. Zhao Yi was stunned. What is going on with this person? But soon Zhao Yi's attention was drawn back to the guardian shield. He caressed the shield, his eyes filled with affection. This must be the strongest equipment in the game. The only drawback is that it cannot be equipped yet. It requires 500 points of strength. Zhao Yi felt restless, as if he had married a beautiful wife, but could not consummate the marriage. He opened his friend list. Sure enough, Zhao Hongyi was online. Dad, help me get a set of equipment or items that can increase strength. Also give me access to Tian Wang. Ooh, I need to modify someone's information. He quickly received a reply from Zhao Hongyi. Zhao's, go ahead and do it. Clearly Zhao Hongyi trusted his son greatly and promptly arranged everything. The next day, Fong Hong received a text message from Zhao Yi. Now Fong Hong's identity information had been modified. Only the highest-ranking individuals had the authority to access the top database. In addition, Zhao Yi also gifted Fong Hong a villa worth 30 million. It not only had a gaming pod, but also all the necessities for living, allowing for better concealment of identity. Fong Hong accepted calmly. A legendary weapon was worth far more than this. The villa was located in the suburbs of Donghai City. Fong Hong took a taxi and arrived at his new home half an hour later. The security verified the identity information. Under the envious and suspicious gaze of the driver, Fong Hong walked into the villa. The villa had 3 floors. It was spacious and bright, designed simply yet elegantly, with various furniture, appliances, and entertainment fitness equipment. Having experienced the apocalypse, Fong Hong no longer yearned for luxury. He looked around with indifference. He went to the bedroom on the 3rd floor. Finally, he saw the gaming pod he needed filled with nutrient solution, and the adjacent cabinet had plenty of nutrient solution supplies. Enough for him to play for a year. Fong Hong seized the moment, eagerly laid down in the gaming pod, and entered the game. Identity binding successful. Welcome adventurer Zhan Shun to the Shunyun world. The notification sounded. Then a wave of comfort washed over him as Fong Hong returned to the hammock. Boom. The sound of flames exploding and the sounds of battle reached his ears. Someone's coming. Fong Hong immediately became alert. Anyone appearing here was a top player. Not far. 3 crimson fire spirit foxes were attacking a woman. She wore black, tight-fitting armor, her long hair flowing, her face exquisite, yet cold, exuding an aura of killing intent. The woman kept retreating, struggling to fend off the monsters. Tang Yin. Fong Hong recognized her at a glance. However, this was reasonable. Qin Tian wanted to find him, and only she could accomplish that. Tang Yin noticed Fong Hong online. Her eyes brightened as she cried out for help. Brother, help me. Fong Hong remained motionless. He knew her background. Tang Yin came from an ancient martial arts family, adopted as an orphan, trained to become a pawn under their command. Due to a contract with the Qin family, she was currently serving them. In his past life, Qin Tian had handed Tang Yin over to Fong Hong to win him over. Fong Hong had never regarded her as a tool. As time passed, their relationship grew closer, and eventually Tang Yin opened her heart to him, expressing her love. However, during a battle, she took a powerful blow from a 9th-tier warrior for Fong Hong, leaving her arms paralyzed. Tang Yin felt she had become a burden. Without saying a word, she quietly left Fong Hong's side. Boom. A fireball came flying, and Tang Yin dodged it clumsily, shouting again, "Help me. If you don't help me now, I might just die." Fong Hong smiled. He understood Tang Yin's character. They didn't know it. To let her regain her freedom, she needed to suffer a little first. Boom, boom, boom. 3 fireballs struck Tang Yin in succession. She was only level 7 and was no match for the 3 fire spirit foxes. Instantly killed. At the novice village revival point, Tang Yin stood there, her icy gaze burning with rage. What a strange man. For the first time, her beauty was ignored by a man. Her carefully planned heroic rescue scheme backfired, resulting in her being killed by the monsters. Tang Yin's purpose in approaching Zhan Shun was to complete Qin Tian's task and regain her freedom. But now she was filled with curiosity about Zhan Shun, her gaze growing more determined. I will definitely find out who you are, and then. Tang Yin left the novice village and quickly returned to the location where Fong Hong had logged in. As she entered the territory of the fire spirit foxes, she was astonished to see Zhan Shun battling 2 fire spirit foxes, effortlessly dispatching them. So powerful. Tang Yin was stunned. This game was not simple, it felt like a real world. Besides attributes, combat skills were also crucial. Zhan Shun seemed battle-hardened, yet his combat skills felt unfamiliar to her, unlike those of the ancient martial arts family. Kill 10 level fire spirit foxes to earn 20 experience points. Talent plunder activated. Intelligence. One successfully killed 10 level 1 monsters. The Wrath of the Gods talent upgraded to a level skill cooldown reduced by 20. Upgrade condition: kill 100 level 1 monsters. To upgrade to level, the notification lit up. Fong Hong nodded in satisfaction. The Wrath of the Gods would surely grow into a formidable power. Continue. Fong Hong caught a glimpse of Tang Yin from the corner of his eye, but ignored her, focusing on hunting. Player Xiao Yi Cat sent you a party request. Fong Hong decisively rejected it, and even intentionally let one fire spirit fox go, which pounced towards Tang Yin. Boom. A fireball hit her, and level 1 Tang Yin was instantly killed. She returned to the novice village revival point. Tang Yin was furious. That bastard. It was clear that Zhan Shun did it on purpose. Tang Yin wanted to take revenge on this guy, but as a level 1 character, she obviously couldn't. Moreover, she felt that even if she didn't drop to level 1, she wouldn't be able to defeat Zhan Shun. For the sake of freedom, I will endure. Tang Yin gritted her teeth, suppressing her anger, and re-entered the forest, heading straight for the territory of the fire spirit foxes. Another fire spirit fox attacked. As expected, she was killed again. In the world of Xinyun, while death could lead to revival, it was extremely taxing on one's spirit and energy. I won't believe it. I can't deal with you today. Tang Yin steeled herself, determined to get closer to Zhan Shun. After more than 10 attempts, Tang Yin respawned again from the revival point, her face pale, as if she had reached her limit. A nearby male player saw this approaching Tang Yin with what he thought was a charming smile. Beauty, are you being stubborn, or are you a masochist? How about I help you level up? His expression was quite lewd. Tang Yin was already furious at this point, coldly saying, get lost. Yo, as expected, she is a little wildcat. The male player reached out, trying to lift Tang Yin's chin. Tang Yin, with a cold expression, seized his joint and twisted it hard. Crack. The bone instantly broke, and a scream like a pig being slaughtered rang out. In the next second, Tang Yin moved like a phantom. The dagger's cold glint flashed as she stabbed at the male player's groin, giving it a vicious twist. Up. The man screamed, transformed into white light, and respawned at the revival point. His expression was dazed. Trash. Tang Yin glanced at him disdainfully and turned to leave. Around the revival point, players watching were dumbfounded. A level 1 assassin took out a level 5 warrior. The weak point damage is just too unreasonable. Do you think I can still switch to assassin now, eh? The territory of the fire spirit fox. Tang Yin returned here once again, surrounded by the corpses of monsters. Fong Hong effortlessly dealt with 3 fire spirit foxes. A team request from the player Zhan Shun was sent to you. Tang Yin was taken aback. She immediately accepted, walking over to Fong Hong, her gaze calm like water. Brother, are you going to help me level up? Fong Hong picked up 2 fallen copper coins and replied indifferently, go help me lure the monsters. The monsters in this area were swept aside by Fong Hong, and the task of luring them was relatively easy. Tang Yin felt that Zhan Shun couldn't be this kind-hearted. I'm only level 1, a single hit from a fire spirit fox could take me out in an instant. Don't worry, I won't let you die, Fong Hong replied. Hearing this, Tang Yin rolled her eyes. She didn't believe a word Zhan Shun said, as she had already died at his hands a dozen times. This guy was nothing but a devil. However, her beauty clearly held no sway over Zhan Shun, so she could only demonstrate her value to him. Tang Yin didn't hold back this time. She charged towards the distant fire spirit fox. Boom. A fireball fiercely struck, but she dodged it with a roll. But the next second, 2 more fire spirit foxes sprang out from the bushes. Oh no. Now that Tang Yin had returned to level 1, her agility attribute had significantly decreased, making it difficult for her to maneuver against 6 monsters. Boom boom. Soon 2 more fireballs came flying in. Tang Yin, now exhausted, found it hard to evade and closed her eyes to welcome death. Bang! A loud sound erupted. Tang Yin opened her eyes in surprise at the scene before her. The fireballs and wind blades accurately intercepted and destroyed those 2 attacks. How did he do that? Seizing the opportunity, Tang Yin ran backwards, staring intently at Zhan Shun, a desire to ask him for guidance rising within her. Zhan Shun was undoubtedly a master. His control over skills and judgment of the battlefield were nothing short of perfect. Fong Hong looked at Tang Yin, who had approached him, and said blandly, if you don't want to die, stand behind me. Tang Yin quickly hid, wanting to ask, but not daring to. Once the skills cooled down, Fong Hong raised his hand and fireballs and wind blades flew out once again. Whooshed. 1 fire spirit fox was instantly killed. The remaining 5 fire spirit foxes unleashed their skills, launching 5 fireballs accompanied by a wave of heat towards Fong Hong. Fong Hong didn't even blink, allowing the skills to hit him. 1-1. With his magic resistance, the attacks from the fire spirit foxes couldn't penetrate his defenses at all. Tang Yin was shocked once again. She glanced at Zhan Shun's panel on the team interface, feeling somewhat incredulous. Is he really only level 9? Your team has killed a fire spirit fox. You gain 10 experience points. Notifications flashed continuously. Normally, experience points would be shared among team members, reducing leveling efficiency. But Zhan Shun was ridiculously strong. Teaming up with him was undoubtedly like clinging to a strong pillar, extremely efficient. Seeing that Tang Yin was still in a daze, Fong Hong urged, "Don't just stand there, keep luring the monsters." Tang Yin suddenly came to her senses. She remembered that she still had a task to complete and had to do her best to gain his trust to lure more fire spirit foxes. Kill fire spirit foxes to gain 10 experience points. Plunder talent triggered intelligence 1. Accumulated 100 kill points. Plunder talent effect enhanced killing normal monsters has a 20 chance to plunder their attribute points. 20%. Fong Hong was overjoyed. After enhancing the plunder talent, the plunder probability doubled. He thought it wouldn't be long before he reached 500 intelligence. The next enhancement of the plunder talent required 1,000 kill points. The Wrath of the Gods needed 31 more monsters. Fong Hong felt motivated and quickened his pace in defeating monsters. Meanwhile, Tang Yin couldn't keep up with the speed of luring the monsters. She lay on the ground panting. "Brother, can you slow down a bit? I can't take it anymore." The rapid increase in experience points was indeed exciting, but running back and forth was genuinely exhausting. Fong Hong glanced at Tang Yin and said, "You have two choices: keep luring the monsters, or I can send you back to the novice village for free." "You?" Tang Yin gritted her teeth. What a guy who didn't know how to cherish beautiful things. Bad man. She secretly cursed, dragging her weary body to continue luring the monsters. Fortunately, Tang Yin had now leveled up to 4, significantly increasing her agility attribute. She moved agilely, weaving through the dense forest, trying to attract more fire spirit foxes. Fong Hong dealt with them with ease. The next second, Tang Yin looked over at the sound, only to see a gigantic fire spirit fox engulfed in flames, glaring angrily. She turned and fled, shouting, "Brother, save me, it's a boss." Boss. Fong Hong's eyes sparkled with excitement. Finally, another boss was coming. Last time he had plundered Windblade from the Swift Wind Rabbit King. What would it be this time? The Fire Spirit Fox King led 6 Fire Spirit Foxes chasing after Tang Yin. Fong Hong hurriedly intervened and launched a fireball at them. Boom. 233, a huge damage number appeared, and the Fire Spirit Fox King let out a painful howl, its eyes filled with rage. This human before him had taken a quarter of its health with just one move. The Fire Spirit Fox King howled to the sky, unleashing its strongest skill. Immediately after, boom. Several fireballs swept towards Fong Hong, and a rain of fire fell from the sky. The Fire Spirit Fox King was a boss above level 10. It was capable of casting intermediate skills. 818. Fong Hong used Earth Shield, remaining calm. The Earth Shield still had a cooldown of 24 seconds. But the cooldown for the Rain of Fire wasn't short either. Seeing the Fire Spirit Fox King open its massive mouth, Fong Hong waved his hand to summon a wind blade, perfectly striking it. Whoosh! The Fire Spirit Fox King's body froze, its next skill forcibly interrupted. What a monstrous man! Tang Yin was utterly shocked. The speed of the interception was extremely fast, interrupting the enemy's casting. Zhan Shen was even more terrifying than she had imagined. Qin Tian had provoked this guy and would likely pay a heavy price. After being enslaved by the Qin family for so many years, Tang Yin began to look forward to a good show. Boom! The fireball accurately hit again. Accompanied by the Fire Spirit Fox King's final scream, it collapsed to the ground, dropping 2 pieces of equipment. A staff and a pair of boots. Kill the level 10 elite boss to gain 20 experience points. Plunder talent triggered, gaining the skill Rain of Fire. Rain of Fire level 1, it deals 130 intelligence fire magic damage to targets within range, consumes 15 mana, 10 seconds cooldown. A group skill. Fong Hong was very happy. Compared to single target skills, group skills were extremely rare. In his past life, even the most basic group skills needed to be auctioned off, available only to the highest bidder. He never expected to acquire Rain of Fire in the novice village. In addition, the Fire Spirit Fox King had dropped 2 pieces of equipment. Flame Staff, common, usable by 1st level mages, 10 magic damage, 5 fire magic damage. Swift Wind Boots, common, usable by 1st level classes, 7 speed. However, Fong Hong had not yet reached level 1 and could not equip the item yet. Tang Yin approached, caught sight of the Swift Wind Boots attributes, and her eyes gleamed with longing. For an assassin, speed and physical damage were the most critical attributes. Ignoring her outstretched, delicate hand, Fong Hong stowed both items into his inventory. Don't slack off. Keep luring monsters. You. Tang Yin stamped her foot, gritting her teeth. I curse you to eternal bachelorhood. She had never encountered a man like this before. Ordinarily, any man who saw her would scramble to win her favor. But Zhan Shen was different. He did not seem to be playing hard to get. Rather, he appeared to be toying with her. Do you know me? Tang Yin asked, puzzled, casting a wary glance at Zhan Shen. When Zhan Shen ignored her, she pouted and reluctantly resumed luring monsters. Fong Hong glanced at his status panel. 6 unallocated skill points remained from his last level up. Perfect for upgrading Fire Rain. Fire Rain level 7. Deals fire element magical damage equal to 160 of intelligence, consumes 15 mana, 10 second cooldown. With his current stats, level 7 Fire Rain dealt a staggering 256 damage. 2 casts would annihilate an entire pack of flame foxes. After a long while, successfully slain 100 level 1 monsters. Divine Wrath talent upgraded to rank D30 reduction in skill cooldown time. Upgrade condition slay 100 level 1 monsters to reach rank C. A notification flashed across his vision. Divine Wrath had leveled again, reducing cooldowns by another 10. Fong Hong felt a surge of anticipation. It was obvious, even without thinking, that this talent once elevated to rank SSS would become overwhelmingly powerful. Moreover, the upgrade quest posed no real challenge for him. After dispatching 2 more flame foxes, Fong Hong turned to Tang Yin, who stood dumbfounded. Continue. Tang Yin sighed, spreading her hands helplessly. No more monsters left, big brother. Only then did Fong Hong scan the surroundings and realize he had already slaughtered every flame fox nearby. From this battle alone, his intelligence surged to 164. His agility also increased by 2 points. Alas, the flame foxes were too few. Their spawn rate lagged far behind Fong Hong's killing pace. Elsewhere in the forest, packs of Dark Moon Shadow wolves roamed, alongside other creatures. Yet most of these monsters excelled in strength or agility, offering Fong Hong little advantage. Zhan Shun, Tang Yin said with a mischievous smile, I just heard that Longting Guild is besieging a boss. Shall we go help them? She emphasized the word help, her tone laced with irony. Oh. Fong Hong glanced at Tang Yin. His first thought was that this might be a trap set by Qin Tian. Or perhaps Tang Yin intended to use him against Qin Tian. Based on his understanding of her, the latter seemed far more likely. Tang Yin had long yearned to escape the Qin family's control and held deep resentment toward Qin Tian, whose lecherous advances she loathed. Yet the binding contract remained in his possession, leaving her no choice but to obey. Fong Hong found the boss intriguing, and delighting in frustrating Qin Tian was a welcome bonus. He smiled and asked, what kind of boss is it? Unaware of Fong Hong's true intentions, Tang Yin explained. Longting Guild discovered a level 15 boss, the Earth Bear. Dubsu Tianxia has already mobilized forces. Shall we seize the opportunity? The Earth Bear? Fong Hong was astonished. Qin Tian's luck was truly extraordinary. In his past life, it was not Longting Guild but the rival Xiongba Guild that had discovered and slain the Earth Bear. Though later Xiongba Guild was absorbed by Qin Tian, Fong Hong remembered clearly. The Earth Bear guarded the path linking the novice village to the level 1 city. Whoever struck the final blow would receive a bounty of free attribute points and a hidden realm scroll. These rewards absolutely could not fall into Qin Tian's hands, especially that scroll. Fong Hong looked at Tang Yin. Lead the way. At the forest's edge, a narrow trail vanished beneath tangled undergrowth, concealing the road beyond. Boom. Crash. Clashes echoed across the clearing. Hundreds of players surrounded a colossal black bear. The beast reared upright, over 4 meters tall, massive and imposing, each swipe of its claws felling several knight players. Frontline knights trembled in terror. This boss's damage output clearly exceeded what players of their level could withstand. Qin Tian stood at the rear of the crowd, eyes blazing, shouting, no one retreats. Those who fall in battle will receive 10,000 gold. Where great rewards beckon, courage follows. Hearing their guild master speak, the players surged forward like warriors infused with adrenaline, heedless of peril. Beside Qin Tian stood a burly warrior, his armor polished, his bearing formidable. Watching white flashes erupt across the battlefield, he frowned deeply. Dubsu Tianxiao, this is sheer cruelty. We're simply not strong enough to take this boss down yet. This was Ba Wang, the guild master of Xiongba Guild. He had uncovered the hidden boss, assessed his guild's incapacity to slay it, and sold the intelligence to Qin. Qin Tian glanced at Ba Wang, speaking coolly, one general's triumph is built upon 10,000 bones, and besides, my men won't truly die. Ba Wang frowned, disagreeing with his philosophy. Though it was only a game in Godfall, repeated death drained players' vital essence and mental vigor. No one could guarantee that frequent in-game deaths wouldn't erode psychological well-being in reality. Still, the intelligence had already been sold to Longting Guild, so he fell silent and watched on. Tum. Suddenly the Earth Bear slammed both arms onto the ground. Countless earthen spikes erupted upward, instantly engulfing the archer and mage squads behind. Screams pierced the air. White flashes flickered. Dozens of ranged specialists perished in an instant. Qin Tian's face darkened. Ranged fighters were his main force, and could not afford such devastating losses. Seeing the Earth Bear preparing another ability, he barked orders. Mages and archers, scatter. Knights and warriors, advance and intercept the attack. Longting Guild members charged fearlessly, temporarily suppressing the boss. Arrows rained down like hail, fireballs screamed through the sky. 1. Most attacks failed utterly to pierce the Earth Bear's defenses, dealing only 1 point of force damage. Yet with hundreds swarming it, Qin Tian believed it was only a matter of time before the boss succumbed to attrition. After several brutal waves of assault, the Earth Bear's 2-0 HP had been halved. Nearby, Fong Hong and Tang Yin crouched unseen in the tall grass, observing silently. Just then the Earth Bear unleashed another area-wide ability, slaying over 20 archers and mages in an instant. Tang Yin bit her lip and turned to Zhan Shun beside her. Big brother, can you defeat this boss? Fong Hong shook his head immediately. As a regional boss, the Earth Bear possessed exceptional defense and wielded multiple long-range area attacks. Even if he could kill it, doing so would entail tremendous risk. Moreover, it would happen right beneath Qin Tian's watchful gaze. Yet Fong Hong had no need to defeat the Earth Bear Heathen. He understood Qin Tian's psychology perfectly. Sacrifice guild members to whittle down the boss's health, then deliver the final blow himself, claiming all rewards. Fong Hong waited, calm, patient, for the perfect moment to strike. He was ready to seize the boss. Fong Hong closely monitored the battlefield. Soon the Earth Bear's health plummeted to 300 points. Enraged, it shattered the frontline warriors' formation and charged toward the archers and mages in the rear. Stay here, Fong Hong whispered, then slipped forward unnoticed. The grass rustled softly beneath his feet. All eyes remained fixed on the Earth Bear. No one detected his presence. Young Master, Li Bo appeared behind Qin Tian. The boss health has dropped to 30 points. Qin Tian nodded curtly and immediately commanded, cease all attacks. Knights and warriors, hold the line. Boom. The Earth Bear swung its massive paws, slaughtering players one after another. Unmoved, Qin Tian raised his knight's lance and lunged forward at the perfect moment. Boom. A fireball suddenly streaked toward him. Qin Tian rolled aside just in time. A clumsy but effective evasion. Yet that fireball struck twice, first narrowly missing him, then hurtling straight toward the Earth Bear. Fury flared in Qin Tian's eyes. He whirled around and shouted at the mages behind him, "Damn it! Who cast that?" It's President. It's Zhan Shun." A player recognized Fong Hong and urgently warned the group. Zhan Shun. Qin Tian froze in disbelief, then instantly realized Zhan Shun intended to steal the boss. Boom. 27. The fireball struck the Earth Bear, and a staggering number flashed above its head, shocking every onlooker. Yet the beast still stood with 3 points of health remaining. Qin Tian exhaled in relief. Fortunately, the boss possessed formidable magic resistance. Otherwise, all their prior effort would have been utterly wasted. Kill him now. Qin Tian barked the order and dashed toward the Earth Bear. A novice mage's fireball spell had a 3-second cooldown. He was certain he could slay the boss before it recharged. Confident, Qin Tian surged forward, until suddenly a gust of wind whispered past his ear. A razor-sharp wind blade tore through the air, closing in on him with lethal speed. Zhan Shun possesses 2 skills. Qin Tian's eyes widened in disbelief as the wind blade struck the Earth Bear, horror and despair flooding his gaze. His lance tip hovered, just 10 centimeters from the Earth Bear. Newbie Village announcement: player, Zhan Shun, has slain the Newbie Village area boss, the Earth Bear. The path to Silver City is now open. Zhan Shun has received the following rewards: 10 free attribute points, 1 skill point. Players who reach level 10 may depart the Newbie Village for Silver City to advance their profession. The announcement echoed across the village. No. Qin Tian roared in anguish and fury, his eyes bloodshot. Zhan Shun, I will tear you limb from limb, and boom. A fireball struck him squarely, his voice cut off mid-roar. In an instant he dissolved into blinding white. He killed the guild master, and he stole the boss, and scum, will slaughter him. Longtang guild members cursed and charged toward Fong Hong. Fong Hong sneered coldly and unleashed meteor shower. White flashes erupted one after another as weaker players fell like wheat before the scythe. Then, within a heartbeat, a lithe figure appeared, leaving trails of white light in her wake. Tang Yin. Without hesitation, she slaughtered Longting guild members, not out of loyalty, but to earn Zhan Shun's trust. Within minutes, the remaining 100-odd Longting players lay dead. Only Ba Wang of Shonba Guild had fled, swiftly and without hesitation. The payment for Solo Across Heaven had already been deposited. There was no reason to die for him. Newbie Village respawn point. Qin Tian's face darkened like midnight. His chest heaved violently as he watched his subordinates materialize beside him, his eyes burning with incandescent rage. Pooh. Overwhelmed by fury, Qin Tian spat a mouthful of blood. Young master. Li Bo gasped, rushing to support his swaying master. Qin Tian steadied himself with great difficulty, his voice trembling as he asked, "How much did we lose this time?" Li Bo remained silent for a long moment, then sighed. "At minimum, 70 million. 70 million. Qin Tian turned ashen, grinding his teeth. Beyond the financial ruin, 2 consecutive catastrophic setbacks had thrown Longting Guild into utter disarray. After today, it would be nearly impossible to reassemble. Qin Tian drew a deep breath, suppressing his wrath, and spoke in icy tones, "Tell Tang Yin. She has 2 days. Within those 2 days, she must uncover Zhan Shun's true identity. or forfeit her freedom forever. Having spoken, he abruptly logged out. Meanwhile, Fong Hong reviewed the rewards from slaying the boss: 10 free attribute points and 1 skill point. Moreover, his plunder talent had triggered, this time yielding not attributes or skills, but 2 points of luck. Fong Hong was elated. To him, these 2 luck points were more valuable than the Guardian's shield itself. Luck was a hidden fixed stat, determined at character creation and immutable by any known means. Each point of luck increased the success rate of probabilistic events by 1, including monster drops, equipment enhancement, critical hits, and chain strike triggers. Most crucially, it also enhanced the activation chance of his plunder talent. Additionally, the Earth Bear had dropped a skill stone, an enhancement stone, a rare piece of equipment, and a scroll. N. Earth Ring, fine quality, usable by level 1 professions. 50 HP 2 Constitution. This was an exceptionally rare item. In the world of Godfall, equipment fell into 8 categories: weapons, helmets, armor, boots, belts, bracers, rings, and necklaces. Rings and necklaces were among the rarest drops, only obtainable by slaying bosses of matching level or forged by players possessing elite artificer talents. Fong Hong could not yet equip the Earth Ring. He turned instead to the scroll, the very thing he had coveted most in the newbie village. N. Goblin Sanctum, hidden, accessible to level 1 and above. Conceals the goblin's fabled treasures. With quiet satisfaction, Fong Hong stowed away his spoils. Brother, why aren't you level 10 yet? Tang Yin asked curiously, having noticed Zhan Shen's level while looting Fong. She herself had reached level 10 alongside him, yet he remained at level 9. Ignoring her question, Fong Hong allocated his attribute points to intelligence, upgrading Meteor Shower to level 9, its damage increasing slightly. Once finished, he finally looked at her and said coolly, Tang Yin, we need to speak privately. Her eyes widened like those of a startled fawn. She stepped back instinctively, a dagger appearing in her hand as she stared coldly at Zhan Shen. How do you know my name? She had never revealed it to him. Fong Hong met her gaze calmly. Don't tense up. I mean you no harm. I know you were sent by Qin Tian. What does he want? Tang Yin scoffed inwardly. No harm. You've killed me 17 times. She sheathed her dagger, but kept her guard up. Qin Tian wants me to extract your real identity in exchange. She withheld no truth. Since Zhan Shen knew her name, he must possess formidable influence in the real world, and deception would only expose her. Fong Hong let out a cold laugh, fully aware of Qin Tian's nature. In his past life, Qin Tian handed Tang Yin over to him, yet still refused to grant her freedom, intending to keep a close watch on him. Only after Fong Hong tested him did Qin Tian feign ignorance and hand the contract to Fong Hong in an attempt to placate him. You actually know he wouldn't give you the contract, wouldn't he? Fong Hong mocked disdainfully. You. Tang Yin was furious, but dared not act against him. For a mage, engaging in close combat with an assassin was taboo, yet she felt powerless against Zhan Shen. Ding. Player Zhan Shen requests to add you as a friend. Tang Yin looked puzzled and agreed. Fong Hong continued. My real name is Fong Hong, and I've sent you my address. Hand it to Qin Tian and see if he will let you go. He provided Tang Yin with the address he had lived at before. Since Zhao Yi had modified his identity information, Fong Hong was not worried that Qin Tian would find out about him. Tang Yin looked at Fong Hong in confusion. What do you mean by this? Fong Hong knew his intentions, so why provide her with the identity information? Was it fake? Fong Hong saw through her thoughts and said, the identity information is correct. I just want to help you. Help me. Tang Yin was even more puzzled. Fong Hong continued, but don't get your hopes up. A Qin Tian won't let you go so easily. Wait for me a moment. After Tang Yin finished speaking, she immediately logged off. Fong Hong knew she intended to relay the information she had obtained to Qin Tian in exchange for her freedom, but she was destined to be disappointed. Fong Hong opened his friend list, which contained only 2 names, Gongzi and Xiao Yi Mao. At this moment, Zhao Yi was online. Fong Hong sent him a message. Zhan Shen, I need your help. Gongzi, speak. Zhan Shen, do you know Qin Tian from the Qin family in the capital? I want a woman close to him. Fong Hong provided Zhao Yi with Tang Yan's information. Gongzi, a member of the Tang family. The ancient martial arts families are not to be trifled with, brother. Don't let beauty cloud your judgment. Zhan Shen, you're overthinking it. Gongzi, we're all men here. What's there to be shy about? Don't worry, I can help you sort this out with a single call. After sending the last message, Zhao Yi logged off. In the real world, at the Qin family's mansion in the capital, Tang Yin handed Qin Tian Fong Hong's identity information. Li Bo, how's the investigation going? Qin Tian asked coldly, his eyes filled with cruelty. Li Bo was sitting in front of the computer, verifying the information, his brow tightly furrowed. Young master, it's somewhat tricky, Li Bo said seriously, turning the monitor toward Qin Tian. On the screen, a few large characters popped up. Insufficient permissions, unable to query. No, this is impossible. The corners of Qin Tian's eyes twitched violently, his expression one of disbelief. Insufficient permissions indicated this person was no ordinary individual. Qin Tian could not accept this fact. Tang Yin beside him grew impatient and urged again. I've given you the information. Can you return the contract to me? Hearing Tang Yan's words, a glint of ruthlessness flashed in Qin Tian's eyes. Then he revealed a friendly smile, appearing affable. Tang Yan, it seems Fang Hong is quite fond of you if he managed to obtain the information so easily. Tang Yan felt disgusted by his gaze and took a step back. She extended her hand and coldly said, "Hand over the contract." Qin Tian remained unmoved, calmly replying, "How about this? You stay by Fang Hong's side to monitor him, and when the time is ripe, I will naturally return your freedom." "No." Tang Yan decisively rejected her gaze, filled with mockery. "From today onwards, I will not do anything for you, young Master Qin. You wouldn't want to go back on your word, would you?" Qin Tian's smile vanished, replaced by a cold glare. Just as he was about to threaten her, ding-ling-ling. The phone on the table suddenly rang. Li Bo answered the call, his expression turning serious in an instant. "Okay, he's here. I'll pass the phone to him right away." After saying this, Li Bo covered the mouthpiece and whispered, "It's Zhao Yi from the old city." "What?" Qin Tian exclaimed quickly, taking the phone, his tone becoming extremely respectful, contrasting sharply with his earlier demeanor. "Young Master Zhao Yi, it is indeed you." Qin Tian smiled broadly, nodding repeatedly. 6 seconds later, Qin Tian listened to the busy tone coming from the receiver, and the smile vanished completely. He looked at Tang Yan, took a deep breath, and struggled to suppress the rage within him. "My Qin family is no longer your master. You can leave at any time." Tang Yan was astonished. She vaguely felt that the call just now should be related to Fang Hong. Without asking further, she turned and left. Regardless, escaping the control of the Qin family was her long-cherished wish. After she departed, Qin Tian collapsed onto the sofa, his face turning pale with fear. Li Bo, confused, quickly asked, "Young master, what did he say to you?" Qin Tian took a deep breath, regained. "Fang Hong has Zhao Yi backing him. The Qin family must swallow this humiliation." Tang Yan eagerly logged into the game. Indeed, Fang Hong was still waiting in place. "Was this all you're doing?" Tang Yan assessed Fang Hong, curious about his identity. This man seemed to be someone even Qin Tian dared not resist. "Gongzi done, the contract will be delivered to your home shortly." Fang Hong did not expect Zhao Yi's actions to be so swift. He nodded and said, "Your contract is now in my possession. Here is my address. Come over immediately." Hearing Fang Hong's words, Tang Yan's face turned pale. A self-deprecating smile appeared at the corner of her mouth. She felt she had been too naive. Regaining her freedom was nothing more than an impossible dream for someone like her. Out of the wolf's den into the tiger's lair, Tang Yan had resigned herself to fate. She looked at Fang Hong with an expressionless face and said, "Master, I'm coming right away." Before Fang Hong could reply, Tang Yan's figure disappeared from the spot. "Is it really that urgent?" Fang Hong wondered. He held the goblin secret realm, originally planning to enter with Tang Yan. Inside the secret realm, there were a large number of goblin mages at level 15. If all went well, Fang Hong would clear this dungeon, and with his plunder ability, reach 500 intelligence. However, the goblin secret realm required level 1 to enter, and players needed to be above level 10. He needed to hand over the team leader to Tang Yan to enter with her. He'll wait until she arrives before proceeding. Fang Hong glanced at the spot where Tang Yan had vanished and decided to return to the Fire Spirit Fox territory to continue grinding for intelligence attributes. You have successfully killed 1,000 level 1 monsters. The talent Wrath of the Gods has been upgraded to Clevel, and the skill cooldown time is reduced by 40. Upgrade requirement: kill 100 level 2 monsters to upgrade to level. The notification flashed. After a day and night of battle, Fang Hong finally upgraded Wrath of the Gods to Clevel. The next task would not be so easy. He needed to kill 100 level 2 monsters. Level 2 monsters ranged from level 30 to 60, and there were none in the novice village. Time was pressing. Fang Hong had to leave the novice village as soon as possible. Now he had plundered a large amount of attributes, and his intelligence had reached 231 points, taking another step closer to the 500 mark. It's time to log off and rest. Back in the real world. By noon, Tang Yan's contract lay quietly on the table. Fang Hong decided to hand it over to her, returning her freedom. After a quick shower and a bite to eat, Fang Hong lay down on the double bed in the bedroom and fell into a deep sleep. In the evening, the doorbell rang, waking Fang Hong from his slumber. Tang Yan. Only Zhao Yi and Tang Yan knew this place. There would definitely be no outsiders. Fang Hong went downstairs to open the door. He saw a stunning woman standing at the entrance, looking at him with a somewhat dazed expression. Tang Yan. Fang Hong recognized her, a smile blossoming on his face. In his past life, the happy times they spent together were vividly etched in his memory, as if they had happened yesterday. But thinking of Tang Yan's silent departure, Fang Hong couldn't help but frown slightly. "You are Fang Hong?" Tang Yan asked uncertainly. The man before her was handsome and charming, entirely different from the cold killer she had met in Xinyun. He seemed even more dashing. Seeing Fang Hong's intense gaze, her cheeks flushed, her heart racing. "Come in quickly," Fang Hong said naturally, pulling Tang Yan into the house. Tang Yan walked into the villa, curiously looking around. The simple yet cozy decor was not as extravagant as the Qin family's, creating a warm atmosphere. "Wait for me here," Fong Hong said as he went into the bedroom, and soon returned holding Tang Yan's contract. It arrived at noon. Tang Yan looked at the contract in Fong Hong's hand, her fists clenched, her lips pressed tightly. "I will obey your orders, but I also have my limits. There are things I won't do, and you cannot force me." Fong Hong cast a puzzled glance at Tang Yan. Then he straightforwardly handed over the contract. "Stop overthinking. Haven't you always wanted freedom? From today onwards, you are free." "What?" Tang Yan exclaimed, covering her mouth in surprise, looking at Fong Hong. "Aren't you going to enslave me?" Fong Hong shook his head. Tang Yan looked at the contract in her hand, her heart filled with mixed emotions, feeling slightly disappointed. She didn't know what to do next. A self-deprecating smile appeared on her face. Raised by an ancient martial arts family since childhood, she was trained in martial arts and treated as a pawn and commodity. Freedom was a foreign concept to her. Even with the contract in hand, if the Tang family discovered it, they would capture her and sell her again. Tang Yan looked at Fong Hong's face, making a decision. A dagger slipped from her sleeve into her hand as she swiftly stepped forward, lightly grazing Fong Hong's fingertip. A drop of blood fell onto the contract. Fong Hong was taken aback, glaring at Tang Yan. "What are you doing?" Tang Yan smiled charmingly, raising the bloodstained contract. "From now on, you are my master." Fong Hong was confused. "Don't you want freedom?" With a sound of tearing, Tang Yan ripped up the contract in front of Fong Hong. She calmly stated, "For me, being able to choose my own master is true freedom. From now on, I can only belong to you, and you can never sell me to anyone else." In the next moment, Tang Yan moved closer, almost up against Fong Hong, looking up at him, her warm breath brushing against his chest. "Master, you killed me 17 times, so you must compensate me 17 times. Wait for me in the bedroom." Fong Hong's heart raced. Feeling all of this, Tang Yan's face turned red as she hurried into the bathroom. Listening to the sound of water flowing from the bathroom, Fong Hong's mind filled with Tang Yan's exquisite features and alluring figure. He chuckled softly. In this life, he vowed to protect her well and never let her leave again. Fong Hong returned to the bedroom. After a while, the door opened. Tang Yan's hair was still wet, and she wore only Fong Hong's loose shirt, her long jade legs exposed to the air, breathtakingly beautiful. Her shy face was as red as a budding flower, paired with a perfectly curved silhouette, her pert backside constantly challenging a man's limits. "Master 17 times. Tang Yan's body trembled slightly from nervousness and shyness. "You better not regret it," Fong Hong laughed, pulling back the covers. Dots of red appeared on the sheets. 3 hours later, Tang Yan lay on Fong Hong's chest, her eyes half closed, panting. "I didn't expect, Master, you're this strong." She was an ancient martial arts master, her body far surpassing that of an ordinary person. Even she found it hard to keep up. "Don't worry, this is just the first time," Fong Hong's devilish voice whispered in her ear. Tang Yan bit her lip, refusing to back down as she lunged at him again. The next morning, Tang Yan got out of bed with a limp, frowning as she walked towards the bathroom. Fong Hong chuckled at this scene. In this life, this little wildcat was truly conquered by him. After a simple breakfast, a mid-level game pod was delivered. Tang Yan didn't like staying in games for long. This was more than enough for her. Fong Hong entered the game again. He appeared in the territory of the fire spirit fox. In a day's time, hundreds of fire spirit foxes had respawned, their screams ringing out as they charged towards Fong Hong. Fire rain. Fong Hong remained calm and activated his skill. A rain of fire instantly covered a dozen fire spirit foxes. Heart-rending screams arose as they were instantly killed by Fong Hong. You killed a level 10 fire spirit fox, gaining 20 experience points. Plunder talent activated. Intelligence. Accumulate 1,000 points of kill score. Plunder talent effect enhanced. Killing ordinary monsters has a 20 chance to plunder their attribute points, 1 chance to plunder their special attribute points. You have unlocked a new effect. Effect 4. Killing a boss doubles the drop rate of equipment. Killing ordinary monsters has a 1 chance to drop rare equipment. Reach 1 of 0 kill points. To upgrade the plunder talent, current kill points 13. Fong Hong looked at the notification in surprise. In the world of Shun Yun, the drop rate of items, especially equipment, was very low. Bosses were the main source of obtaining equipment. But now he had a chance to drop equipment, even from ordinary monsters. Moreover, as his talent further improved, the quality of dropped equipment might also increase. More fire spirit foxes screamed as they charged at Fong Hong. Fong Hong closed the panel and focused on the battle. Fireballs, wind blades, and fire rain, the 3 skills were unleashed in succession. Under his powerful attacks, the fire spirit foxes were killed before they even got close. Soon Fong Hong gained 21 points of intelligence and 3 points of agility. 2 pieces of equipment also dropped. A leather armor with 5 defense and an iron sword with 7 physical damage, both were ordinary gear. Fong Hong stored them away. "I'm here." Tang Yan looked up and down at Fong Hong, her face radiating happiness. Fong Hong felt a bit awkward. "Master sounds strange. You just call me brother instead." "I won't." Tang Yan pouted, wrapping her arm around Fong Hong's. "You look better outside than in the game." Fong Hong had no words to respond and changed the subject. Have you advanced to Tier 1? Tang Yin nodded enthusiastically, her face filled with pride. I'm now a Tier 1 shadow assassin. With her promotion, she also learned 2 new skills. But she knew how strong Fong Hong was. Even though she was Tier 1, she was no match for him. Master, here's the item you wanted. Tang Yin took out 100 bottles of intermediate mana recovery potions and handed them to Fong Hong. This was specifically requested by him. His talent Wrath of the Gods could reduce skill cooldown time by 40, but the mana consumption was too fast, unable to keep up with the recovery rate. Fong Hong pulled out the scroll for the Goblin Secret Realm and handed it to Tang Yin. Let's go. Tang Yin nodded and invited Fong Hong to join her party. Then she tore the scroll. Buzz! A radiant light enveloped the two of them, and with a fluctuation of space, they were teleported to a strange forest. A gentle breeze blew by, bringing the scent of flowers through the air. The sound of birds chirping was incessant. Entering Goblin Secret Realm Dungeon, difficulty normal, clear condition, obtain goblin treasure. Instrating or above will grant additional rewards. Notifications flashed. In the world of Godfall, dungeon difficulty is divided into normal, hard, heroic, hell, and mythical. The higher the difficulty, the more challenging the clear conditions. Tang Yin curiously looked around. Is this the dungeon? It doesn't seem that dangerous. Just as she finished speaking, a group of goblins emerged from the forest. Intruders! A goblin soldier shouted angrily, charging at them with a spear. Leave it to me. Tang, having just advanced to Tier 1, she wanted to show off in front of Fong Hong. But the next moment her expression changed. Whooshed! A goblin archer hiding in the shadows shot an arrow, instantly causing her to lose over 100 health points. As an assassin, her health was already low. That ambush nearly cost her life. Master, aren't goblins supposed to be the weakest? Why are they so strong? Tang Yin was startled, quickly drinking a low-level health potion and running behind Fong Hong. Seeing the goblin soldiers closing in, Fong Hong decisively took action. Boom! Fire rain instantly engulfed over a dozen goblin soldiers. 354, 351, 356. Accompanied by the piercing screams of the goblin soldiers, the damage numbers flashed continuously. Then a fireball and a wind blade followed. Boom! Whooshed! 389, 391. A goblin archer was instantly killed. With Fong Hong's intelligence attribute at 254, these monsters with only 600 health points could not withstand his 2 attacks. Despicable humans! Dare to harm the great goblin race. Die! The remaining dozen goblin soldiers shouted angrily, charging at Fong Hong. Master, be careful. They are all level 15 monsters, Tang Yin instinctively warned. Facing the goblin soldiers' attack, Fong Hong held his ground. Waving his staff, the energy of the earth element surged. In the next moment, an earth shield appeared right in front of him. Bang! Several spears struck the earth shield. The shield trembled for a moment and then turned to nothingness. Fong Hong quickly retreated. As the fire rain cooled down, he cast it again. Boom! Flames engulfed the goblin soldiers, instantly depleting their health points. They howled as you killed one level 15 goblin soldier, gaining 15 experience points. Plunder talent triggered strength 1. Plunder talent triggered strength 1. Fong Hong glanced at the notification. His strength attribute increased by 2 points. Although strength wasn't very useful for him, it was better than nothing. In the Goblin Secret Realm, there are numerous goblin mages, but it's uncertain where they are gathered. There's equipment. Tang Yin noticed a spear on the ground and excitedly picked it up. This was a normal Tier 1 spear, physical damage 9. Neither of them could equip it, so Fong Hong placed it in his inventory for later sale. After clearing the battlefield, Tang Yin sighed and said thoughtfully, I'll go attract some small monsters. Master, can you give me the swift boots? The swift boots increase speed by 7 points, making them the perfect equipment for her. Fong Hong did not hesitate, giving the swift boots and the excellent quality earth ring to Tang Yin. These items were of little use to him. Killing some monsters would restore his attributes, but they were perfect equipment for Tang Yin. Tang Yin smiled charmingly and quickly put on the equipment to attract monsters. However, the sounds of the earlier battle had already attracted nearby goblins. Intruders! We've spotted intruders. Catch them. Kill that man, and leave the woman. Dozens of goblin soldiers rushed out of the forest, angry shouts echoing. Tang Yin stepped forward to attract their attention. Fire rain, flames surged and screams echoed as goblin soldiers fell one after another. The duo's cooperation became smoother. Tang Yin used her new skills, skillfully killing a lone goblin soldier without taking damage. 2 hours later, the nearby goblin soldiers were all slain. Only a field of corpses and scattered loot remained. Tang Yan's eyes sparkled as she rummaged through the goblin bodies for equipment, picking up copper coins while murmuring about being frugal. Meanwhile, Fong Hong checked the attribute points he had plundered. Strength, 179 points. Constitution, 15 points. Agility, 9 points. Intelligence, 3 points. As a mage, he now surpassed all players with an astonishing strength of 187 points. Even a level 30 warrior pursuing extreme attribute allocation would not have such high stats. Additionally, Fang Hong had gained 5 points of attack speed and 2 points of physical critical hit rate. These were all special attributes. He felt that he could even wield a staff and become a melee mage. I have no use for these things, Tang Yin approached, handing Fang Hong the dozen pieces of equipment she collected from the battlefield. At Fang Hong's gesture, she picked up the copper coins, but looked at his level with curiosity. Master, why are you still level 9? She had just reached level 15. Fang Hong shook his head, too lazy to explain. He remembered that there were goblin mages in this dungeon, and quite a number of them. As long as his intelligence reached 500 points, he could break the curse and level up normally. The world of Godfall was filled with danger, especially from those humans with deeply concealed and unpredictable methods. They were the lapdogs of the celestial race. Fang Hong planned to level up quickly and avoid provoking those guys as much as possible before that. Fang Hong and Tang Yin ventured deep into the dense forest. Soon they encountered level 20 goblin warriors and archers. Tang Yin volunteered, rushing forward. Whooshed! A glint of cold light flashed as she struck a goblin warrior in the neck. The damage wasn't high. Woman, you seek death, the goblin warrior roared, swinging its longsword at her. Startled, Tang Yin hurriedly retreated, shouting, Master, this monster is clearly stronger. Fang Hong created distance. He swung his staff, casting Fireball and Windblade. Boom! With level 20 goblin warriors having 1,200 health points, Fang Hong's 2 skills were not enough to kill it. Then a rain of fire fell. The goblin warrior's health instantly dropped to 0, and it fell to the ground. You killed a level 20 goblin warrior and gained 20 experience points. The death of their comrade enraged the remaining goblins. Whooshed! Arrows whistled through the air, targeting Fang Hong and Tang Yin. Seeing Tang Yin constantly dodging, Fang Hong shouted, Get behind me. Whooshed! The ground trembled, forming a shield that blocked most of the incoming arrows. Fang Hong quickly retreated, creating distance. He drank a bottle of intermediate mana recovery potion. Fireball. Windblade. Fang Hong continuously cast skills at the monsters ahead. With the intertwining of various skills, damage numbers constantly popped up above the goblins' heads as they fell one by one. Despite this, Fang Hong remained cautious. His health was only 230 points, unable to withstand 2 attacks from a level 20 goblin archer. Boom! Finally, the last goblin archer was killed. Tang Yin breathed a sigh of relief. Master, should we continue deeper? Several times she had nearly been hit by arrows and had to hide behind Fang Hong. Fang Hong nodded. Continue, but let's pull 10 monsters at a time. Okay. Tang Yin agreed, drinking a health recovery potion and waiting for her health to recover. Deep in the forest, there were only level 20 goblin warriors and archers. As long as she seized the opportunity, Tang Yin would attack the isolated goblins. Half a day passed. At this point, the forest showed no sign of goblins. Tang Yin leveled up to level 18. Fang Hong continuously plundered attributes, significantly boosting his stats. Strength increased by 157 points, agility by 21 points, constitution by 20 points, and intelligence by 6 points. Additionally, he gained 7 attack speed, 2 physical critical strike, 1 luck, and 3 skill points. Fang Hong's strength attribute reached 344 points. His intelligence was only 263 points. He suddenly felt an urge to rush in and engage the monsters in melee. After cleaning up the battlefield, Tang Yin sat down a bit exhausted and asked, Master, what shall we do next? Let's rest first, Fang Hong replied. He was already accustomed to high-intensity battles, but Tang Yin found it somewhat overwhelming. How nice. Tang Yin stretched lazily, reclining beneath Fang Hong. The tight leather armor accentuated her graceful figure. Fang Hong averted his gaze. The most important thing now was to increase strength and plunder intelligence attributes. It wasn't the time for fun. In the evening, flickering firelight illuminated the forest. This was the goblin village. Tang Yin spotted goblin knights patrolling the perimeter, riding on war wolves. At the same time, she also saw goblins in robes. Master, new monsters have appeared. Compared to goblin warriors and archers, goblin knights and mages were far more dangerous. However, Fang Hong was quite excited, saying, You stay here. He finally found the goblin mage. He stood up and immediately cast Fireball, aiming at a goblin knight on the outskirts of the village. Boom! 397 damage numbers appeared above the goblin knight's head, indicating a significant magic resistance. Intruder! There's an intruder! The attacked goblin knight let out an angry roar. Boom! A massive fireball whizzed in from outside the village, illuminating the surrounding forest, revealing Fang Hong's figure. Human, charge! Tear that guy apart! The goblins were furious, roaring as they charged forward. The ground trembled slightly. A large group of goblins, including 500 knights and 1,000 mages, surged forward in a mighty wave. Tang Yin was startled. Be careful, they have a charge skill. This skill cannot be interrupted. Once mages got close to knights, they would be doomed. Whoosh! Whoosh! Countless spells whizzed through the air. Fireballs, wind blades, arrows. Intertwined, they quickly enveloped Fong Hong's position. Be careful, Fong Hong warned Tang Yen. The next moment, he took a deep breath, ignoring the attacks from above, and charged toward the goblin army. Boom, boom, whoosh, whoosh, 111. The spells hit Fong Hong, but could not penetrate his defenses, each hit only forcibly deducting 1 health point. As long as he paid attention to the arrows flying in, he would be fine. Fong Hong's agility was now very high, faster than the shadow assassin Tang Yen. He flipped over and dashed into the midst of the goblin mages. Umph, stupid human. A goblin mage sneered as Fong Hong approached. Its face was full of contempt. It thought the human mage before it was akin to a moth to a flame, overestimating its own abilities. But the next moment, Fong Hong swung his staff, not casting a skill, but striking hard at a goblin mage. Bang! 301. The goblin mage's spell was interrupted, and a huge number floated above its head. The one who had just been mocking him was instantly stunned, looking at Fong Hong in confusion. A human warrior holding a mage's weapon. Bang! Bang! The staff struck twice more, and the goblin mage instantly died. Fong Hong was like a wolf entering a flock of sheep, moving fluidly among the goblin mages. Rain of fire poured down. The staff struck repeatedly. The goblin mages' formation was thrown into chaos, leaving them helpless and panicked. The goblin knights realized what was happening. However, the disorganized comrades severely hindered their advance, preventing them from leveraging their charge advantage. Tang Yen watched in astonishment from a distance. A melee mage. Those 4 words surfaced in her mind. My master is truly an amazing monster. Tang Yen sighed. She initially planned to help, but now it seemed that she would only be a burden. Comfortable, she leaned against a tree, watching the experience points soar, feeling immensely satisfied. Lying down to level up. Other players probably wouldn't even dare to dream of this. The air was filled with screams and curses. The battlefield was in chaos. Fong Hong effortlessly moved among the goblins, his staff ruthlessly striking the goblin mages. You killed a level 20 goblin mage and gained 20 experience points. Plunder talent triggered. Intelligence 1. Your intelligence has reached 500 points and Alan's curse has been forcibly lifted. Fong Hong heard the notification sound. Your level has increased to level 10, gaining 4 free attribute points and 1 skill point. Your level has reached the maximum for novice mages. Please head to a nearby city for promotion. Fong Hong felt a wave of relief wash over him. It was as if a heavy burden had been lifted. Finally, I am free. Fong Hong exclaimed joyfully. He quickly dispatched the last few goblin mages. Despicable human. You will pay for this. With the fall of the goblin mage, the remaining goblin knights charged at Fong Hong with all their might, filled with fury. A smirk of pride appeared on Fong Hong's face. A rain of fire instantly engulfed the area ahead. 789,791,799. Massive damage numbers appeared. The goblin knights had 1,600 health points and 120 magic resistance, yet they could not withstand Fong Hong's assault. What? This guy, is he a warrior or a mage? The goblin knights looked terrified. This human clearly exceeded their understanding. Terrifying speed, powerful magic, impressive physical attacks. Impossible for a level 10 being. Boom. Another rain of fire fell, and the goblin knights fell in droves. At that moment, a voice shouted, "Stop! Human! You dare harm my people today, I will have you torn to pieces." An angry roar echoed as a powerful wind swept through. A massive greatsword swung toward Fong Hong. Fong Hong's expression turned serious. With no time to dodge, he summoned a soil shield. Bang! The soil shield shattered, and the tremendous impact sent Fong Hong flying. Fong Hong was startled. His intelligence attribute had reached 517 points. Using the soil shield could absorb around 500 points of damage. This meant that the opponent's physical attack exceeded 500 points. Master. Tang Yen looked on in worry at the suddenly appearing boss. Goblin Chieftain. Level 25, elite class. Defeating it will yield goblin treasures. The goblin chieftain looked at the fallen comrades around him, veins bulging with anger as he roared, "Human, you shall not be forgiven." The massive sword swung down. The goblin chieftain activated the sword slash skill. Fong Hong remained calm, his eyes sharp, closely monitoring every move of his opponent. Whoosh! A wind blade struck the goblin chieftain, interrupting its skill. 613. The goblin chieftain was taken aback. This human skill had actually taken away 1/10 of its health. Worse still, it had now entered a state of chaos. Far more intelligent than ordinary monsters, the goblin chieftain sensed the strength of its opponent. Seizing the opportunity, Fong Hong quickly distanced himself and cast the fireball spell. Boom! 609. The attack hit again. The goblin chieftain was enraged and charged forward, its speed far exceeding Fong Hong's. However, every time it attempted to attack, it was interrupted by Fong Hong's skills. Then another skill was unleashed fiercely. Damn! The goblin chieftain cursed, feeling deeply helpless. Wind slash. At that moment, another fireball flew toward him. The goblin chieftain roared and took the hit. Die! The goblin chieftain's face twisted in pain, yet the skill was successfully executed. A confident light flickered in its eyes as if it could already see Fong Hong's death. Fong Hong was slightly surprised. He hadn't expected this seemingly clumsy fellow to have some wit. Whooshed! The greatsword, accompanied by a fierce wind, crashed down like a tidal wave, sweeping everything away. Fong Hong attempted to dodge, but it was too late. He swung his staff and summoned a soil shield. Bang! As expected, the soil shield shattered. 519 damage numbers appeared above Fong Hong's head. He calmly watched the scene unfold, grateful that he had plundered over 100 points of constitution, otherwise he would have been doomed. You're still alive. The goblin chieftain was stunned. In the next moment, fear quickly spread through him. Fong Hong coldly smirked. It's time to end everything. With a wave of his staff, a rain of fire descended, engulfing the goblin chieftain. 511 immediately after, a fireball and a wind blade flew toward the goblin chieftain. 615. The goblin chieftain's health was nearly depleted, with just over 100 health points remaining. Fong Hong charged forward without hesitation. The goblin chieftain wore a confused expression, then revealed a cruel smile. He had been wanting to approach this human and did not expect the opponent to come to him. Not far away, 2 surviving goblin knights panicked and shouted, "Chief, be careful. He is not a mage." Not a mage. It seemed they were terrified by the human. How could this be possible? The goblin chieftain ignored their words, raising his greatsword above his head, preparing to attack. Boom! The ground trembled. Fong Hong dodged this strike, and then swung his staff, crashing it down heavily on the goblin chieftain. 10193. A loud rumble. The goblin chieftain's massive body fell to the ground. In his dying moments, the last thought echoed in his mind, "Is really not a mage." You have defeated the elite boss goblin chieftain, gaining 120 experience points. Plunder talent triggered: strength 10, a physical critical 1, attack speed 1. You have completed the Goblin Secret Realm normal overall evaluation SSS. Extra rewards: level 1 life stone x5, a level 1 magic stone x5. Fong Hong felt a bit disappointed. It would have been great if this boss were a mage. However, the SSS rating granted him extra enchanting stones. These 2 types of enchanting stones can be embedded into clothing. Level 1 life stone increases health by 10 points, and level 1 magic stone increases mana by 10 points. Enchanting stones of the same level can also be synthesized into higher ones. However, just like enhancement stones, as the level increases, the success rate decreases. Fong Hong did not plan to use them for now. Ordinary equipment has 1 enchanting slot, rare has 3, and the highest level artifact can have up to 6 stones embedded. The equipment on him was still too lacking. Not far away, the 2 surviving goblin knights were devastated to see their leader killed. Human, you will pay for harming the great goblin race. The Demon King will not spare you. Fong Hong was too lazy to argue and casually activated skills to eliminate them. The battle ended. Tang Yin ran over joyfully. "Master, I got 10 gems." She obediently handed over the items. Fong Hong unhesitatingly accepted the enchanting stones, then looked at the drops from the goblin chieftain. A long sword. A treasure chest. The long sword is a level 1 fine equipment, 10 physical damage, 2 strength, can only be sold. Fong Hong eagerly opened the treasure chest. You have opened the goblin's treasure, obtaining 10 skill stones. Starry, set X1 Fire Phoenix, set X1 a source stone X1. Indeed, there is a source stone. Fong Hong was very excited. The primary purpose of his visit was for this very item. The conditions for the appearance of the source stone are extremely strict. It can only be obtained as an additional reward in a hidden dungeon if the evaluation reaches S or above. Once cleared, the Goblin Secret Realm will disappear. The source stone has a single function. It allows the user to possess a second profession. Fong Hong had originally planned to choose priest, which would also benefit from a high intelligence attribute bonus. But now his strength had reached an astonishing 344 points, deciding to choose a physical damage output. You have used the source stone to unlock a second profession. Current available professions: knight, warrior, archer, assassin, priest. Fong Hong had 4 choices. The archer is a ranged attack profession similar in role to the mage. The knight, on the other hand, leans more towards defense with limited skill damage increase. Thus, only the warrior and assassin remain. Assassin. Fong Hong chose the assassin profession without hesitation. Mages fear nothing more than an enemy closing in. As for the assassin profession, only by getting close can they inflict fatal damage. Fong Hong could already imagine the despair on an enemy's face after all their efforts to approach him, only to discover he was an assassin. The expression on their face would surely be one of despair. You have become an assassin apprentice and gained the skill Assassinate. Assassinate level 1, A deals 100 strength, 50 agility physical damage to the enemy, consumes 5 mana, cooldown 5 seconds. Fong Hong used the skill stone he had just obtained from the treasure chest to convert it into 10 skill points, and upgraded the skill. Assassinate Max can be upgraded to Fatal Strike. Fong Hong upgraded all 5 of his existing skills to the maximum level, leaving him with 5 skill points. After promotion, each skill upgrade requires 10 skill points. Therefore, many players focus on enhancing 1 or 2 skills. Fang Hong didn't want to do that. Relying on two powerful talents, he was confident he could acquire more skill points. He checked his two sets of equipment, both of which were rare. Fire Phoenix Crown rare, 100 mana 2 intelligence. Fire Phoenix Belt rare, 100 health 2 intelligence. Fire Phoenix Bracers rare, 10 magic damage 2 intelligence. Set attributes 100 mana 10 magic damage 1 magic critical hit. Note the legendary Fire Phoenix set contains the power of the Divine Bird. Starlight Boots rare, 10 speed 2 strength. Starlight Belt rare, 5 physical defense, 5 magic resistance 2 strength. Starlight Bracers rare, 10 physical damage 2 strength. Set attributes 100 health 10 physical damage 1 physical critical hit. Note this set of equipment is forged under Starlight containing the power of the stars. Fang Hong was very satisfied. Both sets of equipment had excellent attributes, being the top rare sets at this stage, especially with the critical hit rate bonus. Master, this set of equipment is amazing. Tang Yin exclaimed, her eyes sparkling. Take it and use it. Fang Hong generously handed the Starlight set to Tang Yin, although he could use both sets. But switching back and forth was too troublesome. Having the Fire Phoenix set was sufficient. System announcement: the number of first-tier players has reached 10. The leaderboard is now open. Suddenly, system announcements rang out in succession, causing quite a stir among the players. Leaderboard. Tang Yin blinked. Fang Hong had anticipated this. Every novice village has a powerful regional boss guarding the path to the number of players in Huaxia is enormous. As long as a heavy price is paid, it is possible to defeat the boss. Master, I made it onto the leaderboard, Tang Yin said happily. Let me see. Fang Hong curiously opened the leaderboard to check. There are 3 leaderboards: level leaderboard, equipment leaderboard, and pet leaderboard. Level leaderboard: rank 1, I Child of Darkness Assassin, level 30. Rank 2, Young Master Earth Knight, level 26. Rank 3, Demon Emperor Descendant Holy Mage, level 26. Rank 4, Butcher Berserker, level 25. Rank 5, Zhang San Dragon Knight, level 25. Rank 10, The Little Wildcat Shadow Assassin, level 22. As expected, Tang Yan's ID appeared at the bottom of the level leaderboard. The 3 leaderboards only display the top 10. Unlike the level leaderboard, the other leaderboards are not filled. Only one player possesses a pet, which is the mount of the Dragon Knight Zhang San, an elite level Earth Dragon. The equipment leaderboard only lists equipment of epic level or above. Equipment leaderboard: rank 1, Guardian's Shield Legendary Holder Young Master. Rank 2, Dragon Tooth Epic Holder Child of Darkness. Rank 3, Judgment Spear Epic Holder Zhang San. Given the current player's strength, it is completely impossible to defeat an epic level boss. The equipment on the leaderboard was also obtained through hidden quests. All familiar names. Fang Hong's gaze turned cold as he looked at the IDs on the leaderboard. In his past life, those with privileged backgrounds considered themselves superior. When disaster struck, most of them not only failed to lead the rebellion, but even fell to become the pawns of the Celestial clan. Fang Hong planned to settle accounts with them one by one. Tang Yin looked at the leaderboard with some confusion. Master, how is the first place on the level list possible? He is just an ordinary assassin, yet he is 3 levels ahead. Besides the Child of Darkness, everyone else on the leaderboard has hidden professions. Fang Hong calmly replied. It's nothing special. That person has a talent for experience gain bonus. The Child of Darkness is one of the few players with level talent. His talent allows him to double the amount of experience gained. He must be unable to level up now, just like Fang Hong, due to the inability to promote, otherwise his level would be higher. Tang Yin nodded. In her heart, Fang Hong was a mysterious and powerful being, and knowing these secrets was not surprising. Master, you are the strongest, Tang Yin said earnestly. In just 1 day's time, she had reached level 22 while lying down, making it onto the leaderboard. This shows Fang Hong's power. The level leaderboard is merely ranked by player level and does not reflect their true strength. Fang Hong shifted his attention away from the leaderboard and looked at Tang Yin. I am going to the city to promote. Okay. Tang Yin nodded, her cheeks slightly flushed as she said, I will log off to cook. Come find me when you're done. The bowtie's figure disappeared. Fang Hong smiled and left the goblin secret realm, heading towards the nearest Silver City. According to his memory, there was also a location outside Silver City where one could acquire the hidden profession of a mage. Now Fang Hong's strength was comparable to a second-tier powerhouse, fully capable of clearing the trial and unlocking a hidden profession. In the novice village, Qin Tian had just slain a fire-tailed wild bull and leveled up to level 7. Damn that Godslayer, he cursed through clenched teeth. If it weren't for being killed twice by Godslayer, he would have already completed his job promotion and even made it onto the leaderboard. Qin Tian gazed at the level ranking. The IDs listed above were mostly familiar to him. However, one ID left him astonished. Little Wildcat. Tang Yin had actually reached level 22. Qin Tian could not accept this. To him, that woman was merely a slave, a tool. He never expected that after breaking free from his control, she would have her own opportunities. Moreover, Tang Yin actually had a hidden class, something she had never revealed to him. A surge of inexplicable anger welled up within Qin Tian. He had been toyed with by Tang Yin. However, Godslayer's ID was nowhere to be found on the leaderboard. Qin Tian sneered. "Ha, I thought you were a formidable opponent, turns out you're nothing special." Upon learning that Godslayer had Zhao Yi backing him, he dared not seek revenge. He could only vent his frustration through words. Qin Tian closed the level ranking and opened the equipment leaderboard, instantly captivated by the top-ranked equipment. Legendary level. He swallowed hard, his eyes filled with greed. But when he saw the ID of the holder, his excitement faded. Zhao Yi's background was something the Qin family could only look up to. Li Bo, standing beside him, also noticed the guardian's shield and frowned in contemplation. Qin Tian asked Li Bo what's wrong. Li Bo withdrew his gaze and looked at Qin Tian. "Young master, do you still remember that hidden quest of Godslayers? The reward was a legendary weapon, and there was only one legendary item on the leaderboard." Qin Tian suddenly understood. "Are you saying that Godslayer's equipment was snatched away by Zhao Yi? If that's the case, with Godslayer's name absent from the leaderboard, he might have been killed once." Li Bo shook his head. "Zhao Yi is a military person, he wouldn't do such a thing. I suspect Godslayer used this equipment to strike a deal with Zhao Yi. For example, seeking protection in exchange. Damn that Godslayer." Qin Tian cursed in anger. The Guardian's shield was supposed to be his. To help Godslayer complete the hidden quest, he had suffered heavy losses, even leading to the disbandment of the Longting Guild. And Godslayer had everything he orchestrated and achieved been for someone else. Qin Tian was deeply confused and extremely furious. But due to Zhao Yi's presence, he dared not take action against Fang Hong. Li Bo saw the distorted expression on Qin Tian's face and smiled slightly, saying, "Young master, our Qin family cannot afford to offend Zhao Yi, but there are those who are not afraid of him." Qin Tian's eyes brightened. "Are you suggesting the ancient martial arts families?" But after a moment of thought, he felt it was unlikely. The ancient martial arts families seldom meddle in worldly affairs. They wouldn't act against Zhao Yi. "Young master, you misunderstand me." Li Bo was a discarded child of the ancient martial arts family and understood their methods very well. "Do you think the ancient martial arts families train orphans to sell as slaves merely for profit? Their purpose is to monitor the movements of various families. Tang Yin thinks she has gained freedom through the contract, but in reality, the ancient martial arts family will never grant her true freedom." Li Bo's words sent a chill down Qin Tian's spine. For the Qin family, the ancient martial arts families were like an insurmountable mountain, as unapproachable as the Qin family was to ordinary people. If the ancient martial arts families wanted to destroy a family like theirs, it would be as easy as pie. Qin Tian took a deep breath, forcing himself to calm down. He looked at Li Bo and asked, "So you mean to use Tang Yin to incite conflict between the ancient martial arts families and the military?" "No." Li Bo shook his head confidently, pointing to the sky. "Having Tang Yin alone is not enough, but what matters is this game, this world of divine fall." Seeing Qin Tian's confusion, he further explained, "I have verified through various channels that divine fall is not just a game, but more like a real world. In divine fall, the enhancement of power reflects back to reality. The ancient martial arts families are not interested in money and power, but they would definitely be intrigued if they could enhance their strength." "That makes sense." Qin Tian nodded repeatedly, his expression excited. The prospect of gaining strength through gaming was an irresistible temptation for the ancient martial arts families. If he could make Zhao Yi abandon his protection of Fang Hong, everything would improve. Fang Hong was doomed. Tang Yin was merely a minor character. Zhao Yi would never turn against the ancient martial arts families for her. Qin Tian said, "Li Bo will leave the matter of contacting the Tang family to you." Li Bo smiled slightly, his expression grim. "Young master, if we want to pull the Tang family into the water, why not involve all the ancient martial arts families?" "Then do as you see fit, you understand them better than I do," Qin Tian agreed. He knew Li Bo's origins. Li Bo was once an orphan trained by the Du family, but was severely injured in an incident, his strength reduced to almost nothing. To the Du family, Li Bo was like a worthless dog. Naturally, he would be abandoned. Later, Qin Tian's father happened to rescue Li Bo, who then faithfully assisted the Qin family. Meanwhile, Fang Hong had already arrived outside Silver City. Silver City was a Tier 1 city, far more prosperous than the novice village. At the city gate, a squad of soldiers was stationed. Many players were coming and going, all from nearby novice villages. Upon reaching level 10, various class mentors in the city could assist players in advancing to Tier 1. However, this did not include hidden classes. Advancement to hidden classes required completing exclusive tasks. Fang Hong looked at the city gate, but chose not to enter. Instead, he followed a weedy path toward the ruins beside Silver City. Soon he saw the dilapidated buildings. Judging from the scale of the ruins, this place must have been far more magnificent than Silver City in the past. This area had no monsters. Players had explored a few times, and finding no hidden quests, no one returned thereafter. "It should be here." Fang Hong stopped in front of a building's ruins, brushing away the dust from a broken steel. 4 large characters were revealed: Magic Temple. In his past life, Fong Hong had entered the trials of the Magic Temple by chance and successfully unlocked the hidden class Judgment Mage. His strength had greatly increased as a result. Back then, he barely passed the 3 trials, and presumably the more trials one completed, the stronger the obtained class would be. Within the Magic Temple, the difficulty of the trials was tailored to the player's level. Now Fong Hong was only level 10, but his attributes and skills were extraordinarily powerful. Perhaps today, he could complete the trials of the Magic Temple. Fong Hong took a deep breath. He entered the ruined hall and approached a broken statue. He sliced his palm. Buzz! The surface of the statue shimmered with light, emanating a powerful magical aura. Magic Temple trial activated. Would you like to enter? Enter. Fong Hong did not hesitate. He entered the trial. After a fluctuation of spatial energy, his figure vanished from the spot and reappeared in a mysterious and ancient spacious hall. First challenge, eliminate 10 mage puppets. Current mage puppet attributes: health 200, magic attack 40. In the empty hall, 10 mage puppets appeared out of thin air. Magic energy surged. They struck first. Fireball, water, arrow, windblade. All aimed at Fong. The attacks from the puppets in the first challenge could not break Fong Hong's defenses at all. With a wave of his hand, a rain of fire fell instantly, annihilating the 10 mage puppets. Killed 10 level mage puppets. Talent plunder, triggered intelligence 1. Killed 10 level mage puppets. Talent plunder, triggered, gained 1 skill point. A notification flashed by. Although the mage puppets were not monsters and would not drop items or gain experience, they had attributes, and the talent plunder could be triggered. First challenge completed. Second challenge, eliminate 110 level mage puppets. The announcement fell. The hall was crowded with mage puppets, a massive throng. Fong Hong acted decisively. He plundered another 21 points of intelligence, 3 skill points, and 1 point of magic critical hit. It seemed that besides hidden professions, grinding attributes here was also a good choice. Second challenge completed. Third challenge, eliminate 10 leader-level mage puppets. 10 equipped mage puppets appeared in the hall. Unlike the previous 2 challenges, these 10 mage puppets possessed boss-level strength. Normally, a player facing a leader-level boss of the same level would find it quite challenging, not to mention 10 bosses. However, Fong Hong was an exception. The rain of fire fell instantly, engulfing the 10 leader-level bosses. Even a one-hit kill. Killed 10 leader-level boss. Talent plunder, triggered intelligence 1, gained 1 skill point. The same notification kept appearing. Fong Hong was quite surprised. Each of these 10 leader-level mage puppets allowed him to plunder attribute points and skill points. Skill points were exactly what he lacked. Continue. In the upcoming 4th challenge, Fong Hong was well aware. He was about to face 100 leader-level mages. In his past life, Fong Hong had stopped at this point, but now the situation was different. With ease, he used a single fire rain skill to annihilate 100 leader-level mage puppets. Killed 10 leader-level boss. Talent plunder, triggered intelligence 1, gained 1 skill point. Fong Hong clenched his fist. Indeed, another 100 attribute points and another 100 skill points. 4th challenge completed. 5th challenge, eliminate 10 elite-level mage puppets. Attributes: health 1200, magic attack 160. This time, the elite-level mage puppets wore luxurious equipment and appeared very powerful. Yet Fong Hong still after the skill cooldown, he unleashed fire rain again. 919, 921, 917. The damage numbers flashed by a 1 fire rain was insufficient to kill the elite-level mage puppets. They retaliated, casting various spells towards Fong Hong. 1-1. Fong Hong smiled, waving his hand to summon fireballs and wind blades. Boom. Whooshed. Instantly shattered 2 elite-level mage puppets. Once the cooldown ended, Fong Hong cast fire rain again, killing the remaining 8 elite-level mage puppets. Killed 10 elite-level boss. Talent plunder, increased intelligence 1, gained 1 skill point. Killed 10 elite-level boss. Talent plunder, increased strength 1, magic critical hit 1. Fong Hong was delighted. Would the next challenge be 100 elite level? 5th challenge completed. 6th challenge, eliminate 10 lord-level mage puppets. Attributes: health 2500, magic attack 320. Fong Hong furrowed his brow. Why just 10? This time the number of attribute points he could plunder would be significantly less. Boom. 4-5. Several huge fireballs hit Fong Hong, barely penetrating his magic resistance. Fong Hong retaliated with fire rain. Following that, a fireball and a wind blade instantly killed a lord-level mage puppet. All of Fong Hong's skills were now on cooldown. He stowed his staff, switched to 2 daggers, and charged at a mage puppet. Assassinate. 570. The physical defense of mages was generally low and huge damage numbers appeared. The daggers in Fong Hong's hands gleamed coldly as he stabbed into the joint of the mage puppet, eliminating. The wooden eyes of the mage puppet seemed bewildered, unable to comprehend how a mage could use daggers with such high physical damage. Killed 10 lord-level boss. Talent plunder, triggered intelligence 10, gained 3 skill points, acquired the skill Thunderstrike. Basic skill. Fong Hong had no time to check for now, focusing on dealing with the remaining enemies. After a while, he plundered another 21 points of intelligence, 12 skill points, 3 points of constitution, and 2 points of magic critical hit. After finishing everything, Fong Hong hurriedly used his skill points to upgrade Thunder Strike to max level. Thunder Strike Max deals 195 intelligence as lightning magic damage to enemies, consumes 5 mana, 3 seconds cooldown, can be upgraded to Thunderstorm. He closed the panel. Fong Hong glanced around the empty hall, frowning. Is it over? According to the rules of the trial, the next wave of mage puppets should have appeared by now. If the trial succeeded or failed, he should have awakened his hidden profession by now. After a long while, the notification finally rang. 6th challenge completed. Final stage activated. Eliminate 10 level epic level mage puppet. Attributes health 6,000, magic attack 640. This time there was only one mage puppet, but it was of epic level existence. Its intelligence attribute reached 640, slightly inferior to Fong Hong. Boom. Amidst a violent surge of magic power, 2 massive fireballs, one after the other, were headed towards Fong Hong. 2. Fong Hong's expression turned serious as he quickly summoned a soil shield. Bang! The soil shield was instantly shattered by the first fireball. The second fireball struck Fong Hong directly, a searing pain engulfing his entire body. 1,242. Fong Hong's health dropped from the original 1,450 points to over 200 points. If he took another hit, the trial would come to an end. Finally met a worthy opponent. A determined light flashed in Fong Hong's eyes. The mage puppet revealed a hint of disdain on its face, waving its gem-encrusted staff, and activated another skill. Now is the time. Fong Hong focused on the mage's movements. The next second, he unleashed Thunder Strike. A thunderous roar echoed as a bolt of lightning struck, precisely interrupting the attack of the mage puppet. Damage numbers floated above the puppet's head. Although a one-hit kill was impossible, it was sufficient. Just hitting the opponent 10 times would be enough to defeat it. The skills of the mage puppet were interrupted, and a momentary look of confusion crossed its eyes before it quickly began to gather magical power again. As an epic-level entity, it had more than one skill. A sharp wind blade whistled through the air as Fong Hong once again interrupted the mage puppet's abilities. Following that was a rain of fire. The mage puppet writhed in agony. For a mage, having their spell interrupted felt like being on the brink of climax, only to be suddenly pulled back. The ground trembled with a resounding boom. The mage puppet abandoned its magical attack and charged directly at Fong Hong. Fong Hong was slightly taken aback. Even as an epic-level boss, how high could a mage's physical attack and resistance truly be? It was nothing more than a suicidal act. Fong Hong stood calmly, a faint smile on his face as he stowed his staff and equipped 2 daggers. In the next moment, he moved. Assassinate. He executed the assassin's skill and instantly appeared before the mage puppet. The dagger plunged harshly into the puppet's throat. A crimson damage number of 1220 appeared. Critical hit. Fong Hong's physical critical hit rate was under 10, yet this strike unexpectedly triggered it. The mage puppet's eyes were filled with terror and disbelief. Its health had now dropped by over 2,000 points. It's time to end this. Fong Hong's chilling voice rang out. His daggers glinted coldly, each strike aimed at the mage puppet's vital. His mastery of the battlefield and rich combat experience shone through in this moment. The mage puppet was in a panic, wildly swinging its staff. Every time it attempted to cast a spell, it was ruthlessly interrupted by Fong Hong. As an epic-level entity, it had never felt so stifled in its life. 201. 217. The mage puppet's health was rapidly depleted until its body shattered and fell to the ground. Its head rolled to Fong Hong's feet, filled with regret and unwillingness. If given another chance, it would never choose to approach this human. Kill the level 10 epic boss, trigger talent acquisition, gain grade talent spell combo luck 4. Another talent. Fong Hong was overjoyed and hurriedly checked his new acquisition. Spell combo grade talent has a 50 chance to trigger a combo effect when casting spells. No wonder the puppet could cast 2 fireballs simultaneously just now. However, this talent was only grade and could not be further enhanced like God's Wrath. In addition to the new talent, Fong Hong also gained 4 points of hidden attributes. All trials completed, awaken hidden profession. At that moment, a prompt sounded. The trial of the magic temple has concluded, and Fong Hong passed with ease. A beam of light enveloped him, and he felt a powerful and ancient magical energy surge into his body. The magical energy transformed into a warm current spreading through his limbs. You have received the blessing of the magic temple. Intelligence 100, gained 10 skill points. Fong Hong looked at the panel in astonishment. With a significant boost in intelligence, his magical damage reached terrifying levels. Furthermore, 10 skill points were also quite impressive. Detected God's Wrath talent advance, hidden profession Godslayer, mage level 1. Godslayer mage hidden profession increases magic critical hit rate by 10 points, gains an additional 4 points of intelligence, and 1 skill point for each level up. You are about to leave the trial space. A series of prompts flashed by. Fang Hong came to his senses and found himself standing before a dilapidated stone tablet. What a powerful hidden profession. He eagerly checked the details of the Godslayer mage, feeling both astonished and excited. Not only did it have the benefit of hidden attributes and a 10-point increase in magic critical hits, but every level up also granted an additional 4 free attribute points and 1 skill point. To put it into perspective, an ordinary level 1 profession only receives 8 free attribute points and 1 skill point upon leveling up. Although the gap is small at level 1. But what about at level 100? What about at level 1000? In his past life, Fang Hong's profession, the Judgment Mage, only gained 2 points of intelligence for each level up. Yet that was enough to make him a powerhouse among players in the world of Divine Fall. The Godslayer Mage was beyond comparison. The name alone spoke of its power. Let's upgrade my skills first. Fang Hong opened the panel. He now had accumulated 138 skill points and decided to upgrade all of his mage skills to the basic level. In the world of Divine Fall, professions from levels 13 can learn basic skills, levels 46 can learn intermediate skills, and levels 79 can learn advanced skills. Above level 9 lies the extraordinary existence. Extraordinary players have a greater probability of comprehending ultimate skills or even forbidden spells. However, as the level increases, the skill points required to upgrade skills also skyrockets. Many players, even in the later stages, have to rely on the low-level skills they have cultivated for a long time due to insufficient skill points. Fang Hong, however, did not need to worry about this at all. With his plundering talent, skill points flowed in consumed 10 skill points Fireball upgraded to basic Explosive Flame. Consumed 10 skill points Wind Blade upgraded to basic Wind Slash. Consumed 10 skill points Earth Shield upgraded to basic Stone Armor. Consumed 10 skill points Rain of Fire upgraded to basic Fire Meteor. Consumed 10 skill points Lightning Strike upgraded to basic Thunderstorm. Fang Hong used 50 skill points to elevate all 5 of his skills to the basic level. To elevate basic skills further would require 10 skill points each time. Fang Hong pondered for a moment, feeling that upgrading Rain of Fire first would be the best choice. With the upgrades complete, the skill attributes on the panel were refreshed. Explosive Flame, level 1, it deals 210 intelligence fire magic damage to the target, consumes 10 mana, 3 seconds cooldown. Wind Slash, level 1, it deals 210 intelligence wind magic damage to the target, consumes 10 mana, 3 seconds cooldown. Stone Armor, level 1, absorbs damage equal to intelligence x 110, consumes 10 mana, 30 seconds cooldown. Fire Meteor, level 9, it deals 246 intelligence fire magic damage to targets within range, consumes 30 mana, 10 seconds cooldown. Thunderstorm, level 1, it deals 210 intelligence lightning magic damage to the target, consumes 10 mana, 3 seconds cooldown. Next, Fang Hong checked his experience points. At level 10, his experience had reached an astonishing 370000. Once he completed the advancement to the assassin profession, he could begin leveling normally. Fang Hong originally planned to enter Silver City to find a mentor to enhance himself. However, as he looked at the desolate ruins, a thought suddenly surged in his mind. Since there exists a magic temple, could there also be a similar trial for the assassin profession? Fang Hong was now a hidden profession Godslayer mage, but wouldn't mind having another hidden profession. He searched the surrounding dilapidated buildings, trying to find clues. Ding! At that moment, Fang Hong's private message chimed. It was Tang Yin. Little Wildcat Master, it's time to eat. Godslayer, alright, I'll be there soon. After replying to Tang Yin, Fang Hong surveyed the vast ruined city. It seemed that finding clues in a short time was evidently unlikely. He logged off. In the real world, the day had grown late. Fang Hong, after a day and night of battle, felt no fatigue under the nourishing effects of the nutrient solution. Yet his mouth felt bland and tasteless. Tang Yin was busy in the kitchen. Hearing the sounds, Fang Hong walked into the bathroom and quickly took a cold shower, instantly feeling refreshed. The power boosts from the world of Godfall were subtly enhancing his physical condition in reality. Fang Hong changed into clean clothes and headed to the dining room on the first floor. Tang Yin, dressed in a white silk camisole nightgown, was bustling around the dining table. The hem of her skirt swayed gently, revealing her long snowy legs, accentuating her alluring figure. Hearing the commotion, Tang Yin smiled and said, "Master, come eat." The table was piled high with 6 dishes and a bowl of meat soup. Fang Hong was well acquainted with Tang Yin's culinary skills, and a wave of nostalgia surged within him. It's just the two of us, so next time make a little less food, Fang Hong advised as he sat down at the table and picked up his chopsticks, eating earnestly. Tang Yin rested her chin on her hands, looking at Fang Hong with anticipation. "Master, how does it taste?" "Delicious," Fang Hong praised without hesitation. Tang Yin's cooking was exceptional, more than enough to work as a chef in any 5-star restaurant. "Really?" Tang Yin smiled brightly, her eyes crescent-shaped. "Then I'll cook for you every day from now on." After dinner, Fang Hong relaxed on the sofa, watching the news on television. Tang Yin sat cross-legged beside him, leaning against his shoulder. The news was reporting updates from Godfall. Oh, a particular news segment caught Fang Hong's attention. Breaking news: Zhang San, president of the Dragon King Guild, has obtained the city building order and plans to establish a city in 1 week. So soon a city building order. Fan Hong was somewhat surprised. The city building order could only drop from killing a level 3 Lord level boss. At the current strength of players, even if thousands were to surround it, it was completely impossible. It was probably a reward from a hidden quest. Fan Hong couldn't help but mourn silently for the other party. 1 week later, on the day of the city establishment, the city would be destroyed. Establishing a city in the world of Godfall was an open challenge to the evil faction. At that time, there would be a 12-hour beast wave attack, which the current players would be completely unable to handle. Master Tang Yin nestled close her cheeks, flushed. I want. Fan Hong smelled a faint fragrance and felt a fire igniting within him. He pulled Tang Yan's limp body into his embrace and whispered in her ear, "Woman, you are playing with fire." Tang Yin trembled, burying her head deep into Fan Hong's embrace, her ears turning red. She knew she couldn't handle her master. But that feeling was somewhat addictive, and she couldn't help but lean in for a kiss. Her melodious voice echoed in the room, growing gradually husky. Late into the night, Tang Yin lay exhausted on Fan Hong's chest, having fainted from fatigue. Fan Hong looked at this scene and sighed helplessly. But he also knew that Tang Yin had reached her limit and couldn't bear his desires. Fan Hong's thoughts drifted to the elven Saint Anna. Perhaps together they could satisfy him. At that moment, a gentle breathing sound entered his ears. Tang Yan's eyes still glistened with tears, but her lips curled into a satisfied smile. Fan Hong didn't want to disturb her rest, so he gently lifted her hips and carefully slipped out from inside her. Tang Yin instinctively let out a soft moan. Fan Hong carefully picked her up, placed her on the bed, and covered her with a blanket. Then he went to the bathroom to take a cold shower, extinguishing the lingering flames within him. Better get back into the game. Fan Hong lay down in the game pod and returned to the world of Godfall. In the blink of an eye, he found himself in the ruins, continuing his search for the Assassin Temple. Finally, in a dilapidated building, he discovered a somewhat familiar stone tablet. After wiping it clean, he saw 4 large characters inscribed Dark Knight Temple. The name seemed related to assassins. Nearby stood a relatively intact statue. Elven race. Fan Hong was very surprised. The statue before him depicted an elven woman. Although somewhat damaged, her pointed ears were easily recognizable. However, the aura it exuded was completely different from Anna's. Dark and sinister. This was definitely another elven race, the Dark Elves. Anna was a nature elf. Compared to nature elves, Dark Elves revered power and did not hesitate to corrupt themselves with dark forces. They were cruel and bloodthirsty, enslaving other races to do their bidding. However, as far as Fan Hong knew, in the current world of Godfall, Dark Elves who refused to join the evil faction had almost all been eradicated. Fan Hong touched the statue, smeared it with blood, and felt the flow of magic energy within him, but there was no response. It seemed different from the way to activate the magic temple. He switched to a dagger and tried again. This time there was a response. A dark aura surged from the statue, seemingly filled with murderous intent. The trial of the Dark Knight Temple has begun. Do you wish to enter? Fan Hong was delighted and immediately chose enter. The space rippled and he vanished from the spot, reappearing in a dark, quiet corridor. You have entered the corridor of death. The further you advance, the richer the rewards. A prompt appeared, completely different from the trials of the magic temple. Corridor of death. Since it's a trial, it shouldn't kill anyone, Fan Hong murmured, casually stepping into the deep. Whoosh. Suddenly a cold light flashed and a shadow rushed towards him. Fan Hong saw that it was an assassin puppet, its level and attributes unknown. He didn't dare to be careless, raising his staff and casting a gigantic fireball. Boom. A loud explosion sounded and the assassin puppet was instantly blown away, shattering into countless pieces. Fan Hong nodded. Since he could kill it in one blow, it posed no threat to him. Continue. With the talent of divine wrath, Fan Hong's cooldown was extremely fast. He threw a huge fireball into the depths of the tunnel, illuminating the path ahead. There he saw countless assassin puppets lined up on both sides of the tunnel, standing quietly like statues. It seemed that unless approached, these assassin puppets would not be activated. Now this is interesting, Fan Hong chuckled. This was a trial specifically set for assassins. Assassins lacked ranged attack abilities and could only engage in close combat. However, Fan Hong was quite unique, possessing 2 professions, allowing him to attack these targets from a distance. Clearing the trial of the Dark Knight Temple would surely be easy and enjoyable. What awaits at the end? Fan Hong murmured as he walked forward. As a god-slaying mage, his intelligence attribute had already reached 778 points. His damage was comparable to that of a boss. Rumble, rumble. A continuous rain of fire covered the entire tunnel. Notifications kept flashing. Kill the assassin puppet talent plunder triggered strength 1. Kill the assassin puppet talent plunder triggered. In a brief span of time, Fan Hong lost count of how many assassin puppets he had slain. However, his strength increased by 24 points, agility by 17 points, and physical critical strike by 1 point. Fang Hong continued onward, unleashing a rain of fire once more. Killing the assassin puppet triggered the plunder talent physical critical strike 1. Killing the assassin puppet triggered the plunder talent strength 1. As he ventured deeper, the number of assassin puppets in the tunnel decreased, but their health greatly increased. Consequently, the attributes he plundered also became more bountiful. Before long, Fang Hong had gained 117 points in strength, 75 points in agility, a 3-point physical critical strike rate, and a basic assassin skill launch. In the distance, a faint light flickered, clearly signaling he was nearing the tunnel's end. He quickened his pace, continually harvesting attributes. Epic level. Fang Hong arrived at the end of the corridor where a dark assassin puppet loomed before a door radiating white light. He smiled lightly, eagerly unleashing his skills. Boom. At last, the final assassin puppet was destroyed. Killing the epic level assassin puppet triggered the plunder talent, granting a level talent king of strength level talent physical damage, increased by 50. Fang Hong looked at the notification, extremely satisfied. With the support of King of Strength, his physical attacks reached the level of magical attacks. Trial of the Death Corridor completed. You have received the blessing of the Night God Temple. Strength 70. Agility 30. You have awakened a hidden profession. Nightmare Assassin physical critical strike rate 10. Gains an additional 3 points of strength and 2 points of agility per level up. You have learned the basic skills of Nightmare Assassin. Death Whirlwind Shadow Strike. Death Whirlwind level 1. Approach the enemy and deal damage 10 times. Each attack deals 11 of strength as physical damage. Consumes 5 mana. Cooldown 5 seconds. Shadow Strike level 1. Transforms into a shadow to quickly approach and attack the enemy, dealing 110 strength as physical damage. Consumes 20 mana. Cooldown 20 seconds. Fang Hong currently had no additional skill points and could not strengthen his skills for the time being. It's time to level up. He opened the panel to check his experience points, which totaled an impressive 370000. Fang Hong immediately chose to level up. Once a player reaches the first tier, they gain 8 free attribute points and 1 skill point per level up. Thanks to the bonuses from the God-Slaying Mage and Nightmare Assassin, he also gained an additional 4 points of intelligence, 3 points of strength, 2 points of agility, and 2 skill points for each level up. Compared to ordinary players, a single level up for Fang Hong was equivalent to them leveling up twice. Your level has risen to level 10, gaining 8 free attribute points, 3 skill points intelligence, 4 to strength. Notifications flashed constantly. Fang Hong ultimately reached level 29, with only 700 experience points left until level 30. Upon reaching level 30, he would be able to undergo Tier 2 job promotion. However, only a few minutes had passed since his first tier promotion. This time, Fang Hong did not allocate all his free attribute points to intelligence, but instead evenly distributed them among strength, intelligence, and agility. Once everything was completed, Fang Hong reviewed his panel once more. ID Godslayer, LV29 Profession Tier 1 Godslaying Mage Tier 1 Nightmare Assassin Talent Plunder God Level Wrath of the Gods Clevel Can Grow Spell Combo Level King of Strength Level Physique 175 Strength 7 11 Intelligence 9 58 Agility 342 Luck 8 Mage Skills Explosive Flame Level 1 Wind / Level 1 Rock Armor Level 5 Thunderstorm Level 1 Fire Meteor Max can be upgraded to Fire Meteor Shower 100 Skill Points Assassin Skills Lunge Level 1 Assassinate Level 1 Death Whirlwind Level 1 A Shadow Strike Level 1 Equipment Flame Staff Beginner Dagger Fire Phoenix Set Free Attribute Points 0 Skill Points 9 Fang Hong gazed at the panel, feeling his strength was now terrifyingly formidable. He was already comparable to a level 60 warrior or mage of Tier 3. The only drawback was his physique attribute, which stood at only 175 points. Nevertheless, the defensive power gained from other attributes along with the influence of defensive skills and agility attributes completely compensated for this shortcoming. Moreover, with the increase in strength and the King of Strength talent, his physical attacks even surpassed his magical attacks. Ding! At that moment, Fang Hong received a private message from Zhao Yi. Young master, how did you level up so fast, ranking second on the leaderboard? Fang Hong opened the level leaderboard. First place, Child of Darkness Assassin level 30. Second place, Godslaying Mage level 29. Third place, Young Master Earth Knight level 28. Indeed, Fang Hong had reached second place on the level leaderboard. Fortunately, the leaderboard did not display his second profession, and the Nightmare Assassin remained hidden. This was a secret weapon that could not be easily exposed. Zhao Yi had been pushed to third place. As for the first place, it remained that Child of Darkness, who was stuck at level 30. The difficulty of the Tier 2 promotion trial at level 30 was quite high. Most hidden profession players needed to team up to complete it, let alone the fact that Child of Darkness was just an ordinary assassin. Young Master Fang Hong, it's time to fulfill our wager. If you can defeat me, Zhao Yi will recognize you as my otherwise you will come and be my subordinate. Zhao Yi stared at the chat window, having waited for this day for a long time. He greatly admired Fong Hong's strength, believing that if Fong Hong became his ally, he would surely help him reach the pinnacle. Zhao Yi understood that Divine Fall was more than just a simple game. It could influence reality, and strength in the real world would also reflect in the game. He was filled with confidence. Since childhood, he had been pressured by his grandfather and uncle to practice martial arts, even learning ancient martial arts techniques. Defeating an ordinary person was entirely unchallenging. Godslayer, alright, see you in Silver City in half an hour. Fong Hong readily agreed. Since Zhao Yi was so eager to become his subordinate, he would not refuse. The cities were connected by teleportation arrays, allowing travel to Zhao Yi's city at a cost of 10 silver coins, each time a hefty fee. But that amount was negligible for Zhao Yi. Fong Hong closed the chat window, gazing at the quiet and deep end of the tunnel drawn to the glowing door. That must be the exit. Fong Hong stepped inside, and instantly everything was shrouded in mist. It seemed as if the door connected to an unknown area, making him feel an extreme sense of danger. He looked back, but there was no way to retreat, so he could only move forward. Rock armor. The earth element coalesced into rocky armor, tightly enveloping Fong Hong. Whoosh. Fong Hong took a step forward, the mist swirling around him, and a fierce wind struck, causing a stinging sensation all over his body. The rock armor proved useless. 10. Damage numbers floated above Fong Hong's head. True damage. This mist was quite peculiar, able to penetrate physical defenses and magical resistances. Although it only dealt 10 points of damage per second, Fong Hong's health was nearly 1,800 points, and he couldn't hold on for long. Better to be cautious. Fong Hong had little health potion left, and dared not take risks turning to leave. Just then a prompt sound suddenly, you have discovered a hidden map, land of death. Detected that you have the blessings of the Temple of Magic and the Temple of the Night. You have obtained the Death Order X1, Contract Scroll X1, Soul Stone X1. Hidden map. Fong Hong was very puzzled. In his past life, he had never heard of the Land of Death, and the rewards were also very unfamiliar. He checked the attributes of each item. Death Order A, pass to enter the Land of Death. Refining it will imprint your soul in the Land of Death. Your current power is too weak to refine. Land of Death, the holy place of the Dark Elves, possessing strange, yet powerful forces. No other life can survive here except for the Dark Elves. The Dark Elves have sealed countless powerful monsters, forcing them to submit to the Dark Elf clan. Contract Scroll can be used to sign a soul contract with any existence, ensuring eternal loyalty. Soul Stone allows your game attributes to merge into the real world in advance, excluding equipment bonuses. I can merge attributes into reality in advance. Fong Hong looked at the strange stone in his hand, both shocked and delighted. Normally, players' attributes could only merge into reality on the day when the world of God's Fall descended into reality. Never would he have thought. In this life, he could actually obtain the Soul Stone and achieve this in advance. Fong Hong was quite certain that no one had obtained the Soul Stone in his past life, otherwise it would have undoubtedly caused a great upheaval. Use. He couldn't wait and immediately used the Soul Stone. Buzz. The Soul Stone transformed into a black stream of light, merging into his body, and nothing else happened. Will it work? Fong Hong murmured to himself. It seemed that only returning to the real world could verify its true effect. He wasn't in a hurry now and shifted his focus to the other two items. The Death Order would allow him to freely enter and exit this area, and it seemed he could refine it to recognize its master. Unfortunately, his current strength was insufficient to achieve this. As for the Contract Scroll, its power was even greater, allowing him to sign a soul contract with any existence, ensuring their loyalty to him. What would the scene be like if the other party was from the Celestial clan? Fong Hong would be invincible in the mortal realm. However, considering the godlike power of the Celestial clan, he knew he hadn't grown strong enough to challenge them, and was likely to be obliterated before the contract was completed. My health has dropped to over 300. Fong Hong was startled and dared not linger. In the mist, faint sounds of roars could be heard, clearly indicating the presence of powerful monsters lurking. In the next second, he quickly used the Death Order to teleport out. Buzz. Accompanied by spatial ripples, Fong Hong reappeared in the ruins. He let out a sigh of relief. Today's actions were fruitful. Not only did he obtain 2 hidden professions, but his attributes also increased significantly. The Death Order, Contract Scroll, Soul Stone. Each of these is a rare treasure. Ding. At this moment, Zhao Yi sent a private message. Young master, I've arrived at Silver City. Where are you? Slayer waiting for you at the arena. Fong Hong closed the chat window and quickly made his way to Silver City. At this time, his agility attribute exceeded 300 points and his speed was astonishingly fast. The arena was a place where players from major cities sparred, and there was no penalty for dying there. 10 minutes later, Fong Hong arrived at the Silver City arena. He saw a young man casually leaning against a stone pillar, about 18 or 19 years old, handsome and full of youth. The young man had a blade of grass in his mouth, whistling at the beautiful women passing by, attracting the attention of other players. Yet he acted as if he were above it all, continuing to do as he pleased. This person was Zhao Yi. Fang Hong had once witnessed the Zhao family's strict and rigid upbringing, and he didn't know how they had raised such a rebellious and mischievous boy. Fang Hong jumped onto the arena and shouted, "Zhao Yi, come up." Zhao Yi was currently flirting with a hot woman. Upon hearing someone call for him, he spat out the grass blade and sized up Fang Hong on the stage. "You are Fang Hong." Having seen Fang Hong's true appearance, he recognized him. Interesting. Zhao Yi jumped onto the stage and curiously examined Fang Hong's face. "There are plenty of handsome players, but you're the first one I've seen who has lowered his appearance. You've actually become more stoic." Hearing that familiar voice, Fang Hong felt a wave of nostalgia. He took out his staff and said calmly, "No more nonsense, let's begin." "All right." Zhao Yi's expression turned serious as a long spear appeared in his hand. "To be fair, I won't use the guardian shield. You can go ahead and strike." Fang Hong shook his head and said lightly, "If I take the first move, you won't have a chance to win." Zhao Yi twitched his eyelids upon hearing this. No one had ever dared to be so arrogant in front of him. Without further ado, Zhao Yi charged at Fang Hong. The spear shot out like a dragon breaking through the sea. Its speed was incredibly swift, and its angle was so tricky that it seemed impossible to dodge. Fang Hong stood still, showing no intention to evade or release any skills. So arrogant, Zhao Yi thought disdainfully. To equip the guardian shield, he had allocated all his free attribute points to strength, relying on his talent and the hidden profession of Earth Knight. His strength had already reached 500 points. Perhaps this strike could instantly kill a fragile mage. Just as Zhao Yi approached, the spear was about to stab him. Fang Hong calmly raised his staff and lightly blocked. Clang! The staff lifted slightly, redirecting the spear's attack direction. The immense power gap instantly numbed Zhao Yi's hands. Before he could react, Fang Hong's staff struck his head. Bang! Bang! 907. 911. Two significant damage numbers appeared above Zhao Yi's head. Zhao Yi turned into a white light and reappeared at the edge of the arena platform. He stared at Fang Hong, shocked and confused, shouting, "You are cheating. How could a mage have such high strength?" Fang Hong laughed and said, "Not convinced? Then let's do it again." All right. This time Zhao Yi planned to go all out and jumped back onto the stage. The guardian shield appeared in his hand. Physical defense 1000, magic resistance 500, health 1000. There were other attribute bonuses. Zhao Yi was full of confidence. This time the opponent would definitely not be able to break through his physical defense. However, Fang Hong was a god-slaying mage. Boom, boom. Fang Hong waved his staff and two massive fireballs shot out, one after the other, heading straight for Zhao Yi. Spell combo 1424, 1439. The fireballs exploded, flames swirling, and terrifying damage numbers appeared above Zhao Yi's head. Zhao Yi was greatly shocked. If it weren't for the high health and magic resistance provided by the guardian shield, he feared that even one fireball could have instantly killed him. What on earth is this person? Zhao Yi grew nervous. As he saw the wind slash whistling towards him and the thunderstorm descending violently, he immediately used the equipment skill. God's Guardian. For 10 minutes, the damage he received would be halved with a cooldown of 1 hour. Whooshed. Boom. 708. 711. Fang Hong's attacks were merciless, and the surging magical fluctuations roared continuously. Zhao Yi cried out in distress. Although the guardian shield had powerful attributes, it had a fatal flaw: it reduced the user's speed by 100. He had almost become Fang Hong's target. Boom. As another fireball hit, Zhao Yi transformed into white light and respawned at the edge of the platform. Beside the arena, Zhao Yi lay on the ground, his gaze vacant. He could accept defeat. Yet what had just occurred could hardly be described as a contest. It was nothing short of a one-sided crushing. Is this even the same game? Cheating. This guy must be using hacks. Zhao Yi stood up and pointed at Fang Hong, shouting angrily, "You're cheating. I'm going to report you." Fang Hong frowned. Evidently, Zhao Yi had been hit hard by the crushing defeat. He glanced at the furious Zhao Yi and calmly said, "You should know more about the Xunyun world than I do. If you don't believe me, we can continue." Zhao Yi fell silent. Indeed, in the world of Xunyun, cheats did not exist. Because this was not just a game. The authorities had confirmed that this was a real world. To avoid unnecessary panic, they had not announced this news. Xunyun had sparked an unprecedented gaming craze globally. Even the authorities judged that they could not prevent people from entering it. Cheats simply could not exist. Zhao Yi thought for a moment, then quickly changed his expression to a friendly one and smiled as he approached Fang Hong. "Boss, teach me how to play. How did you become so ridiculously strong?" Fang Hong understood Zhao Yi's character and said, "Let's find a small tavern to talk." "All right," Zhao Yi happily replied and hurriedly followed. In the world of Xunyun, cities were complete with inns, taverns, and casinos. Moreover, here eating and sleeping could also reflect back to reality partially. Before long, Fang Hong brought Zhao Yi to a lavishly decorated tavern, booking a private room to avoid disturbances. "Boss, are you sure you're treating for this meal?" Zhao Yi looked at the menu and couldn't help but swallow. Fang Hong nodded, smiling. "Order whatever you want, since you call me boss, naturally I'll treat you." "Hehe, then I won't hold back." Zhao Yi said mischievously. He had long heard that the food in Xinyun was delicious but expensive and could only be paid for with in-game currency. He simply didn't want to spend his silver coins on food and drink. Now his newly recognized boss seemed quite wealthy. His eyes lit up as he ordered the most expensive dishes. Soon an array of unprecedented dishes filled the table, their aroma tantalizing. Zhao Yi eagerly began to eat, stuffing his mouth with food and mumbling, "Boss, did you bring me here for something?" He knew Fang Hong wouldn't invite him to a meal without reason, especially not in such an expensive private room. Compared to Zhao Yi's voracious eating, Fang Hong maintained a more elegant demeanor. Fang Hong glanced at Zhao Yi and said, "Indeed, there is something. How many people do you have under you now?" Zhao Yi paused, looking at Fang Hong warily. "Although I am willing to bet and lose acknowledging you as my boss, I won't divulge information related to state secrets so easily." Fang Hong picked up his teacup and took a small sip. This was indeed a sensitive topic, but it could not be explained in just a few words. He placed the teacup down and said, "You've seen my information. I am not a spy from another country, nor do I intend to harm you. You must listen carefully to what I'm about to say." Zhao Yi squinted at Fang Hong. However, Fang Hong's next words made him sit up straight. "I know you are campaigning for the position of the Northern Military District's Longing Corps commander. I don't care about your current plans, but even if you use your grandfather and uncle's connections, you must eliminate Sun Etienne. This is crucial for you." Fang Hong emphasized the name Sun Etienne. Zhao Yi abruptly stood up, glaring at Fang Hong, his eyes filled with suspicion. "Who exactly are you?" His reaction was quite normal. The information Fang Hong had just revealed was classified. The Longing Corps was a special unit established specifically for the Xinyun world and was still in the planning stages, not yet finalized. Even many high-ranking officials in the military knew little about it, yet Fang Hong seemed to know everything. Fang Hong provided a reasonable explanation, looking into Zhao Yi's eyes and saying, "I possess a unique ability that allows me to foresee the future." "Really?" Zhao Yi scrutinized Fang Hong. He recalled how Fang Hong had obtained legendary-level equipment in the novice village and began to believe a little. The world of Xinyun was very mysterious, so it wasn't surprising for such abilities to exist. Moreover, he conducted a thorough investigation into Fang Hong, and from his life trajectory, he found no suspicious points. With Fang Hong's ordinary background, it was absolutely impossible for him to know these matters. Zhao Yi sat back down and curiously asked, "What will happen in the future?" Fang Hong mysteriously shook his head. "I can't say for now." "All right," Zhao Yi muttered, putting aside his curiosity and continuing to eat. He mumbled again, "Boss, if you need any help, I will take Longing to act together." With his abilities, securing the position of Longing Corps commander would be no problem. Zhao Yi did not utilize his family's connections to avoid internal disputes within Longyin, ultimately allowing Sun Etienne to ascend to the position of commander through his connections. However, Sun Etienne turned out to be a traitor, ultimately defecting to the evil camp. This indirectly led to the destruction of the Longing Corps and the subsequent apocalypse of Blue Star. In Fang Hong's view, Sun Etienne must not be allowed to live. But this needed to be done without causing unnecessary conflicts with the military. "Boss, there's one more thing." Zhao Yi put down his chopsticks and said to Fang Hong, "Have you heard? Someone is going to build a city in a week and he wants to ask me for help, so I decided to go take a look." Fang Hong immediately frowned and said coldly, "Don't get involved, don't go." The first person to successfully establish a city could receive hidden rewards, allowing the city to continuously produce skill stones. This was a reward that Fang Hong was determined to obtain. Zhao Yi was confused, not understanding why Fang Hong reacted so strongly. He explained, "Boss, I don't really want to help you. After Zhang San received the city building order, it seems he made a deal with the lord of a certain city. I just want to observe and learn to accumulate some experience for when I build a city later." "What?" Fang Hong This was likely not just a transaction with the city lord, but a deal with the evil camp. The cities in Xinyun, even the novice village, were more or less influenced by the evil camp or the celestial clan. Fang Hong did not expect Zhang San to establish a relationship with the evil camp so quickly. With their help, Zhang San would surely be able to build the first player city. Fang Hong would not allow such a thing to happen. He must stop Zhang San, even if it meant he would become an enemy with the evil camp in advance. Zhao Yi noticed Fang Hong's reaction and asked, "Boss, is there something fishy about this?" "Nothing at all," Fang Hong replied, providing no further explanation. He decided to handle the matter personally. Zhang San had the support of the Zhang family, a colossal entity with substantial influence across various fields, being a financial tycoon family in Goryeo. With Zhao Yi's current status and power, he was no match for the Zhang family. On the contrary, Fang Hong had already integrated game data and was not afraid of the Zhangs. "Zhao Yi, I have some gear here that I can sell you at market price," Fang Hong said, while pulling out the equipment he had obtained from defeating monsters over the past few days. Clatter. Over 100 pieces of equipment scattered on the ground, most of which were of first-tier quality. "You have so much," Zhao Yi exclaimed. No wonder Fang Hong leveled up so quickly. He must have defeated countless bosses to acquire such gear. But in the next moment the excitement in Zhao Yi's eyes faded. Boss, can I buy it on credit? I don't have that much pocket money right now. To acquire the Guardian's shield, Zhao Yi had spent a significant amount, nearly 100 million. His savings were completely drained, barely raising his strength attribute to 500 points. Fang Hong, not needing the money, nodded and said, "That's fine, just pay me back when you have it. I'm logging off now, we can contact each other later." After saying that, Fang Hong logged off. Zhao Yi gazed at the pile of equipment on the ground, his heart filled with joy. With this gear, he could rapidly expand his power. By the way, I forgot to mention to you, boss. Zhao Yi suddenly remembered that the Tang family had contacted him yesterday, wanting his Guardian's shield. Of course, Zhao Yi immediately refused. The Tang family was an ancient martial arts family with significant strength, but in the real world, Zhao Yi was not afraid of them. He vaguely suspected that there was a shadow of Qin Tian behind this matter. That kid Qin Tian. Forget it, I'll wait until the boss is online to tell him. Zhao Yi stored away the equipment and left Silver City. In the real world, the sun was rising. Fang Hong snapped his fingers, and a small fireball ignited at his fingertips. The attributes had truly fused into reality. Fang Hong was overjoyed and excited. He withdrew his magic power, extinguishing the fireball, otherwise that small fireball could destroy the entire room. In addition to the attributes and skills of a mage, Fang Hong's physical attributes had also significantly improved. He was filled with immense power. Fang Hong felt no discomfort with this. In his past life, although he was a mage, his strength far exceeded that of his current self, and controlling the changes in his body was effortless for him. Clatter. The enhancement of his attributes made Fang Hong's senses sharper. He could clearly hear the sound of water flowing from the second floor. Tang Yin was taking a shower. A playful smile appeared on Fang Hong's face. With his exceptional agility, he silently descended the stairs and entered the bathroom. Tang Yin was startled by the sudden appearance of the figure. But soon her voice changed, becoming melodious and enchanting, leaving one wanting more. 2 hours later, the bathroom door opened. Tang Yin slumped in the bathtub, her face flushed, her gaze glazed, and weakly said, "Master, how come you've become even stronger than yesterday? How about you find me a sister to serve you together?" Tang Yin's words were sincere. She had exhausted all the tricks she learned online, yet she could never satisfy Fang Hong, leaving her somewhat at a loss. Moreover, if this continued, she estimated that she would also be unable to endure it. Fang Hong did not respond. He gently picked up Tang Yin and laid her on the sofa, drying her curvaceous body. He whispered, "You rest first, or I'll go make breakfast." "Okay," Tang Yin replied, shyly lowering her head. The intoxicating feeling still lingered in her body, refusing to dissipate. Listening to the sounds coming from the kitchen, a happy smile blossomed on Tang Yin's face. Her master had never treated her like a mere tool. At that moment, Tang Yin once again felt true freedom. It's so wonderful to be the woman of the master. At that moment, the phone on the table rang and a message popped up on the screen. Tang Yin glanced at it curiously. In the next moment, her smile vanished and her body trembled slightly. Midnight, White Tower Park. At the end of the message, there was a leaf symbol. That was the family crest of the Tang family, a type of unique hidden weapon. Tang family. Tang Yin instinctively clenched her fists, biting her lip, her eyes filled with despair and sorrow. In the end, the Tang family had found her. White Tower Park was located in the city center not far from here. Tang Yin felt she had no choice but to comply. The newly replaced phone had exposed her whereabouts. It was clear the Tang family knew her location. If she refused, it might endanger Fang Hong's safety. Shortly after, the kitchen door opened and Fang Hong came out with a simple breakfast. Tang Yin's expression returned to calm as she silently deleted the message. On the table were 2 servings of fried eggs and 2 bowls of hot congee. Simple yet unpretentious. Tang Yin was very happy. This was the first time she had eaten a meal personally made by Fang Hong. She thoughtfully split the fried egg in half with her chopsticks, looking into Fang Hong's eyes, and asked, "Master, are you going into the divine fall world tonight?" Fang Hong nodded, not noticing anything unusual about Tang Yin as he took big gulps of congee. He was now level 29, just 1 step away from advancing to the 2nd tier. Fang Hong planned to complete the advancement task tonight. Tang Yin sat beside Fang Hong and pleaded, "Can you spend the day with me today?" She had a premonition that after tonight she would probably have to leave Fang Hong forever and return to that hell of the Tang family. Fang Hong looked at Tang Yin with some confusion. The early game was critical, but he didn't want to refuse her. After thinking for a moment, Fang Hong nodded, saying, "Then let's go out for a walk." "Thank you, master." Tang Yin quickly kissed Fang Hong on the cheek, her face flushed with excitement as she began to eat her breakfast. She silently made up her mind. Tonight, regardless of whether she could endure it or not, she would give Fang Hong an unforgettable night. Lin City was a 3rd-tier city, not particularly bustling, but it had everything it needed. However, due to the global craze caused by the world of Divine Fall, the originally lively streets had become unusually quiet, with only a few pedestrians occasionally passing by. Fang Hong enjoyed this peace and tranquility. He took Tang Yin to the amusement park where they tried all the rides: roller coasters, haunted houses, bungee jumping. experiencing every attraction. Then they went to the cinema to watch a domestic comedy film. After finishing dinner and seeing that it was getting late, they returned to the villa. "I'm going to take a shower first," Tang Yin said, hugging a plush toy as tall as herself bouncing towards the bathroom. Fang Hong hit the balloon with perfect aim, giving the prize to her. She loved it. Hearing the sound of water flowing from the bathroom, Fang Hong could hardly wait, stripped off his clothes, and joined Tang Yin for a romantic double bath. That night, Tang Yin tried her utmost to please Fang Hong, but she still overestimated herself. The continuous pleasure, the blissful sensations stimulated every nerve in her body, making her forget all her worries. As if soaring into the clouds. In the end, Tang Yin's consciousness gradually blurred, falling asleep in Fang Hong's embrace, her face displaying expressions of happiness mixed with slight pain. Fang Hong gazed contentedly at the beauty in his arms. Tang Yin had undergone significant changes beside him, becoming more like an ordinary woman. My. Suddenly Fang Hong heard footsteps outside, a cold, murderous intent flashing in his eyes. He walked to the window and looked out at the empty courtyard, immediately spotting the intruder hiding in the flower bed. An ancient martial arts family. It must be someone from the Tang family. Fang Hong let out a cold laugh, not feeling surprised. Tang Yin was a pawn cultivated by an ancient martial arts family used to control the influential families in the secular world. They certainly wouldn't let Tang Yin escape their control. Qin Tian. It seems that he has a hand in this matter. Fang Hong now understands why Tang Yin was so clingy today. The Tang family must have contacted her. The beauty in his arms stirred, letting out a painful groan. Fang Hong quickly closed his eyes, pretending to be asleep. Tang Yin looked longingly at Fang Hong's handsome profile, tears shimmering in her eyes. "Master, I'm sorry. The days spent with you have been the happiest of my life, but I can never escape the Tang family's grasp. Please forget me." Fang Hong felt her cold lips press against his, tears falling onto his face. Then his embrace became. Tang Yin changed into a tight black outfit, 2 daggers strapped to her wrists, and finally picked up a plush doll from the bed. With tears in her eyes, she took one last look at Fang Hong and quietly left the villa. On the bed, Fang Hong opened his eyes, anger flashing across his face. "You woman, once again leaving my side. It seems you still need to be taught a lesson." In his past life, Tang Yin had left without a word, leaving Fang Hong heartbroken as he searched for her in vain. In this life, Fang Hong would never allow the past to repeat. He got dressed and went downstairs. "Come out," Fang Hong said calmly. The intruder had not left with Tang Yin, presumably coming here for him. "Impressive, you actually discovered me." A figure stepped out from the shadows. A thin, cold-faced, middle-aged man looked at Fang Hong with a sneer. A mere ordinary person daring to covet a slave cultivated by the Tang family, how bold. As the man spoke, a dagger appeared in his hand with clear intent to kill. Fang Hong remained calm, saying, "Get out, I don't want to dirty my villa." He slowly walked into the courtyard. The man hesitated for a moment, intimidated by Fang Hong's imposing aura. However, he sensed no flow of true qi from Fang Hong, thinking he was just an ordinary person. "Humph, ignorant fool." Enraged, the man attacked like a ghost. Bang! Fang Hong threw a punch. The man was instantly sent flying by the punch, blood oozing from the corner of his mouth. Fang Hong's attributes in the game were comparable to top-tier earthly martial artists in reality. The person before him was barely at the earth stage and was no match at all. "You?" Cough, cough. The man knelt on the ground, spitting out a mouthful of blood mixed with shattered internal organs, his face pale. His injuries were so severe that recovery was impossible. He couldn't understand how an ordinary person could possess such terrifying strength. The man struggled to hold on to his last breath, asking, "You, who are you?" "The Tang family has provoked someone they cannot afford to mess with." Fang Hong snapped his fingers, and a flicker of flame danced at his fingertips, flying towards the man's body. Boom! The flames instantly engulfed the man, reducing him to ashes without even a scream. A gentle breeze scattered the ashes, leaving no trace. Fang Hong didn't even glance back, chasing after the direction Tang Yin had left. By Tower Park. At midnight, the park was silent and dark. The dim streetlights emitted a faint glow, and the barking of stray dogs echoed through the night. On a bench under the streetlight sat a scar-faced man cradling an ancient sword. Smoke curled around him, cigarette butts scattered all over. He looked toward the shadow beyond the light, grinning to reveal a set of yellow teeth. "Tang Yin, you girl, you're still so punctual." From the darkness, Tang Yan's figure appeared, holding a cute plush doll. She wrinkled her nose at the pungent smell of. Tang Yin glared at the scar-faced man, her voice cold. "I am free now. Do you need something from me?" "Free?" The scar-faced man glanced at the toy in her hand and chuckled lightly, as if hearing a ridiculous joke. "You must remember you are merely a dog, trained by the Tang family. If a dog does not obey its master, it can only freedom. Death is the only freedom for a bitch like you." Tang Yin bit her lip, her eyes filled with humiliation and anger. She gently placed the plush doll on the clean bench, sliding her hands down to reveal 2 gleaming daggers. Today she would fight for her freedom. The scar-faced man noticed Tang Yan's movements, still wearing a disdainful expression. If you don't want Fong Hong to get hurt, it's best to behave. At the mention of Fong Hong's name, Tang Yan's body trembled. Out of worry, she didn't dare to move her face, expressing despair. All right, I will go with you. The scar-faced man looked smug, just about to mock her, when he suddenly heard a light laugh coming from behind. Who's there? He shouted, turning around and drawing his ancient sword. Under the streetlight, a handsome young man, the scar-faced man, broke out in a cold sweat. He had completely failed to notice how close the newcomer had gotten. A master. Tang Yan saw Fong Hong, her eyes filling with tears. She was both surprised and delighted, quickly realizing something. She shouted, "You need to escape. This person is very dangerous. You are Fong Hong." The scar-faced man was taken aback hearing Tang Yan's words. "How are you still alive? Where is Tang Bao?" Fong Hong's gaze turned icy as he looked at the scar-faced man. "You will see him soon." The scar-faced man extinguished his cigarette, his face darkening as he tightened his grip on the sword. Tang Yan immediately moved in front of Fong Hong, glaring at the scar-faced man. "You promised me you wouldn't harm my master." "Silly girl." The scar-faced man chuckled ominously and quickly approached. His speed far exceeded that of the man in the courtyard before. Fong Hong calmly pulled Tang Yan into his embrace, whispering, "Just leave it to me." Feeling Fong Hong's strong and broad chest, Tang Yan momentarily forgot to resist. A strange sense of safety surged in her heart. Huff! A small fireball appeared in Fong Hong's hand, flying towards the scar-faced man. "What is this?" The scar-faced man thought, instinctively swinging his sword at the fireball. Such a small fireball would surely... But his thoughts were abruptly cut off. Boom! A thunderous explosion sounded as the fireball detonated, engulfing the scar-faced man in flames and turning him to ashes. Though small, the fireball's power was equivalent to that of a grenade. Tang Yan nestled in Fong Hong's embrace, her face filled with astonishment as she looked up at him. "Master, are you a descendant of ancient martial arts?" Upon saying this, she felt something was off. Among the major ancient martial families, she had never heard of such bizarre techniques. Could it be the fireball technique from the divine fallen world? Game skills brought to reality by the master. "Tang Yan," Fong Hong said angrily, "this is the second time. If you dare to leave my side like that again, I will break your legs and lock you up." Tang Yan smiled at what she felt was not fear, but an unprecedented sense of security. She was protected by her master. But what did the second time refer to? Tang Yan tilted her head and asked, "Have I seen you before?" Fong Hong didn't reply. The concept of reincarnation was something he couldn't easily explain. "Let's go, we are going home."